am sick of it, man. I'm sick of the disrespect. The disrespect that people show the mighty Gold Coast damn well Titans, who may not ever lose a game ever again. Let's be serious. Let's be real. This is a deeply analytical and a serious channel that we only talk the real stuff. All right. So when I say I don't think the Titans will ever lose a game ever again, I think it's entirely possible. I think it's a fact at this point, and we need to start recognizing it right damn well now. Hey guys, how you going today at BKRsport? We are live as the Gold Coast Titans will be taking on the Canberra Raiders. Now, as you guys know, I will always do a little disclaimer before the stream starts. When we are doing regular games of other teams that aren't my team, obviously it will be very different. It is more of reacting to the game, observing the game, and just kind of giving you my thoughts and talking with you guys and having a little bit of a laugh. When my team is on, it's very different. I'm very passionate for my team. I love my team. I want my team to succeed. Obviously, we've had a really tough history, and we continue to have a tough history and a tough current and tough future, to be honest with you, but hopefully that will all change. You need to understand that when Titans are playing, obviously it's a lot more passionate, it's a lot more crazy, and I am full on with my team. So when you're coming in today, please understand that it is a lot more dicey in regards to reactions to comments and whatnot, and it ultimately will come down to how the game is flowing. If we're going well, I'll be in a fantastic mood, yippee! If we're not going well, I won't be in a fantastic mood. That's what happens, and that's exactly how you guys are when you are watching your teams. You just don't do it on a public level. So when you do it on a public level, it's very difficult to contain your emotions and whatnot, and sometimes we can, be very, very up and down. So just understand that coming into this game, I'm very much like you, where I will watch the game passionately and have my up and down emotions. So please understand that. But let's get into the game here today. The Titans obviously playing the Raiders. Later on today, we'll also be live for the Parramatta Eels versus the New Zealand Warriors and the Sydney Roosters taking on the Brisbane Broncos. It's a big day of rugby league because I actually really enjoy all three of these games because the Eels and the Warriors game, for some reason, that's just a pure primetime game the Warriors could lose. Like, the Warriors should win that game and win that game by a dead set 40 plus, but I just know the Warriors and I just get worried about them when they go up against these easier teams. They really should be putting a score past. Titans and Storm and the two bottom four teams have put 50 past the Eels this year. So it is. It's just a game that I just feel like the Warriors could slip. But I've got the Warriors to win by 40. And the Roosters and Broncos should be an absolute belter, especially with Reece Walsh back now for the Brisbane Broncos. And then obviously you've got this first game, which is actually my team. Now it makes it a nightmare day for me. If my team loses this game, it makes it a nightmare day because I've got to go through the next two streams. I will be here regardless. I've not missed a single game of rugby league this year. I will be here regardless, but it's even more beneficial to you if the Titans do win, unless you're a Raiders fan, if the Titans win, because then I'm in a good mood all day. I'm flying, I'm firing up, and I'm moving and grooving, baby. So, big day of rugby league here today. Get excited for it. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here, and let's get into the two-team lineups for the day. The Gold Coast Titans, they come in this game from 13th position, whilst the Raiders come in from 14th position, and this is at Seabus Super Stadium, the home of the Gold Coast Titans, on the Gold Coast, the most beautiful stadium in the entire world. Now, the ins for the Titans, AJ Brimson and Chris Randall, with the outs being Adam Christensen and Zane Harrison. The fullback is Keanu Kenny Special K, with the wingers being Silateli Faimani and Philip Sami, centers of Jojo Fafita and AJ Brimson. You go to the 5'8", which is Lachlan Ilias. Halfback is Jaden Campbell. We go to the front row forwards of Curtis Morin and Tino Fa'asua Malawi. And the number 9 is Sam Verrills. The back row is Adamahau and... Well, actually, it's Adamaho is what I believe is actually the pronunciation there. And Bo Firma, with the lock being Chris Randall. You go to the interchange. Oliver Pascoe, Cooper Bai, Moiki Fotuaika, Khalees Haas, who is apparently wearing... So apparently today, we've got Bo Firma playing his... I think it was his 150th game. Is it? I think it was his 150th game for Big Bowie Firma today, and there was another player who's got like 100 games. I think that we've got on a jersey. Maybe it's Philip Sami 150, Bowie Firma 100 or something, and then we've got Khalees Haas who has decided to put 6-7 on his 67th game. This is the state of this team. We got Khalees Haas, who has apparently got 67 on his jersey today for his 67th game. Obviously, if you don't know what it's referring to the meme of 6-7. That is the state of the Gold Coast Titans right now. Well, Khalees, that is very much in character for the Khalees Haas. And we've also got Jalen de Groot and Josh Paxton, with the coach being Josh Hannay. Look, the Titans this year, it's hard, man, because they are still really struggling overall. They are. However, there has been more positive games than there have been in the past. There has been more positive matches where, look, they've been close in games, or ultimately they either have an awful game where they just completely lose it from the start and they just don't look anywhere close to being good enough. For example, the Cowboys game where they just made mistakes throughout the entirety of the game, or the Sharks game where they lost 50-10. That was just absolutely diabolical. The game against the Warriors, the first half was just absolutely disgraceful. I think they lost 24-0 or 22-0 or something in the first half, even though we heard about the extreme strong wind that was going behind the team running that side, which is why the Titans actually came back in the second half to make it relatively close. But the point is that there actually has been some improved results. You don't usually see this Gold Coast Titans team score 50, and I know they went up against the Eels, but at the end of the day, they still put 50 past them, and I have seen an improved defence so far this year. It's still not great. It's still not fantastic, and it still has a long way to go. But obviously, we're at the very beginning of a new direction and a new future under Josh Hannay. We're at the very beginning of this new life now. After post Desi Hasler, post Justin Holbrook, even though the team is still very, very similar, you are starting to see that adjustment going forward. You are starting to see those changes being implemented. So it is still very early, and I'm expecting well more losses this year than I am expecting wins, obviously. However, I do have a lot more confidence in the fact that we are going to throw ourselves at the line defensively, more so than the past, even though there is a long way to go with that. They lost to the Warriors 28-20. They had the bye last week, which was good, but they lost the Warriors 28-20. And despite the fact that they did concede 28 points there and did lose the game by 8 points, they did score those 20 points the last 30 minutes of the game to bring it back. And again, we did get told about that extreme wind that was behind that side of the field, which is why the Warriors obviously slapped in the first half on that side and then struggled in the second half, whilst the Titans, who don't typically play well in the second half, came back themselves. So I do, and the Warriors are second place. They're playing some really good footy right now. So I do forgive that in a lot of ways, even though I really shouldn't, because I should expect wins and I should expect this team to be better. I really shouldn't forgive it. But when you're at the start, I'm okay with it. And the Dragons fans, when you're at the start of your thing, you need to be okay with still losing until, you do start implementing that direction that you're being told about, right? The Eels game 52-10 was fantastic. The Broncos game, the Titans are actually arguably the better team in the first half, but they just still couldn't score. The Broncos are, for mine, the best defensive team inside their own 20, even more so than the Panthers. I just feel like the Broncos, when you're in their 20, they just don't concede, but they concede from far. The Broncos have been playing some really good footy of late, despite being injured. That was actually a game when they still had majority of their players. Not everybody, though. That was when I think a couple of their injuries actually happened in that game. But I understood it. I understand it. The Dragons game was awful, but we won 22-14. And we're up 14-0 against the Dolphins in the first 60 minutes before throwing it away, which is what we typically do against the Dolphins specifically, but in general as well. But anyway, long story short, I am a lot happier about the potential of the future with this Titans team than what I was seeing last year. Because if you go and have a look at the ladder positioning in the for and against, the Titans have given up 176 points so far this season, which is currently less than the Dragons, the Storm, the Eels, the Raiders, the Dolphins, and that's with the same amount of games as the Dolphins, mind you. The Bulldogs, with one less game though. The Knights. If they don't concede, 30-odd points here today, they would still probably be around the 11-12 range, maybe even 10-11-12 range for defense. When typically the Titans would be 17th, 16th, or 15th, and a couple of years ago they finished 14th as well, for defense specifically. So it does show the slight improvement. It's not ready yet, it's not prime time yet, but we are at the very beginning stages of changing it all around. So I'm okay and pretty happy actually with that slight little bit of improvement for the time being, and we just want to keep seeing it progress, right? And then we move to the attack, and the attack has actually been the detriment to the Titans this year. So they're obviously focusing so much on defense that they are losing a lot on that attack, which is coming from the half situation of Jaden Campbell and Lachlan Ilias. I think the future is Zane Harrison 7 and Jaden Campbell 6. That's just my personal opinion. But we originally started out with AJ Brimson 6 and Jaden Campbell 7. I never thought that was going to be the go. Obviously wasn't the go, and now Ilias is that 5/8 there. So I still need a lot of improvement out of them. But when you look at the attack, which is typically what the Titans are known for, their attack rather than defense, even though this is a little bit of a falsity every single year, and we do speak about this, but 146 points scored so far with that less game, that's still more than the Dragons. Less game than the Raiders, they're down by 9 points to the Raiders. They're above the Bulldogs with one less game played. That's ridiculous. That tells you exactly where the Bulldogs are at as a team right now. The Bulldogs have scored 145 points through 8 games. The Titans have scored 146 points through 7 games. It tells you a lot about that team. But currently speaking, the Titans are third last for attack. And it's very noticeable. When you watch their games, it is extremely noticeable that this Titans team doesn't really have much of a clue when they're going forward and going into the attack in 20 and with their fit tackle options and whatnot, which is why I really want to see that game-defining 7 in Zane Harrison for JC, who I believe is more of a floater and can create that spark from that 6. I feel like that would be the go. They're just a little bit too scared of going down the Zane Harrison path so early. For them, in their opinion, they're terrified he'll become like another, and this is with all due respect to Ash Taylor, but Ash Taylor and Tanner Boyd, who's now killing the Waz, and Tommy Sexton and the likes. We haven't had a fantastic 7 really since Scott Prince, so they're just terrified about bringing him in because he has been the guarantee 7 for a long time now. This club has really been going down that direction, but they're just terrified about taking that plunge and biting the bullet and putting in that play. Lachlan Galvin, who's been around for a year and a half now, he is younger than Zane Harrison, which is why he's not extremely young in that sense. He's still very young, but he's not extremely young in that sense. So that's something I would like to see change because their attack is not good enough at the moment. They really need to improve this attack. Is there a world they jump up from third last to 10, 11, 12 range again after today with the fact that they've played one less game? Yes, absolutely. But also, it has been a very noticeable thing. So with the Titans today, they do have a really good chance. The Raiders have quite a few strong outs in this game. At least they've got a big in of Simi Sasangi. But the Titans, they've just got to keep showing us this slight little improvement. Not expecting a world-beater team this year, but I'm always expecting improvement. We move to the Canberra Raiders now, and their ends Ethan Alea, Jordan Utah, and Simi Sasangi, with the outs of being Ethan Strange, Noah Martin, and Zach Hosking. Massive out there of Ethan Strange and also Noah Martin. And Zach Hosking is huge off the bench, and they're still without Hudson Young as well. The fullback is Dane Laurie, who was actually meant to be on the bench, but he's shifted into the fullback, with the wingers being Savella Tamale and Jed Stewart. Centers are Sebastian Chris and Matty Tomoko. The reason why Dane Laurie's playing fullback is because KO Weeks is actually into that 5'8" position, and Ethan Sanders is the halfback. There is an interesting halves combo there. You go to the front row forwards of Corey Horsburgh and Joseph Tarpany, who is the captain, and the number 9 is Tommy Starling. The back row is Joe Roddy, comes in off the bench alongside Simi Sasangi, who shifts out to the back row. I definitely prefer him in that centre position. I think he's been, alongside Latrell Mitchell, best centre in the game this year. Him, Case McLean, and Latrell Mitchell, all 3 of those guys, for mine, have been the 3 clear best centres in the game so far this year. For mine, Tony Staggs maybe just slightly behind them, but he is still up in that conversation at the very least. But Simi Sasangi has been incredible this year. More so in the centres department, though. And then you go to the back row, which is... then you go to the 13, which is Morgan Smithies. The interchange, Adam Mariotta drops to the bench. Jaden Brayley drops to the bench. Chevy Stewart, Owen Paddy, Jordan Utah, and Ethan Alea, with the coach being Sticky Ricky Stewart. The Raiders this year have been extremely disappointing, and I don't think any Raiders fans will disagree with me on that one. They were in first position last year. They won the minor premiership. They got bounced out to straight sets by the... who'd they lose in the first week to? The Brisbane Broncos in that absolutely exceptional game there in Canberra. They lost to the Broncos, and then they got smacked by the Sharkies at home in Canberra to get knocked out in straight sets. And ever since, it's just been an absolute free-fall, man. You know, they sit in 4th last right now in 14th position. Lucky for them, the Storm lost last night against the Dolphins for their 7th loss in a row. So that means the Raiders won't be dropping into 16th, and the Storm, no matter what, you will be in 16th this week, which is just ridiculous. You're only 2 points away from the spoon right now. You have won 2 more games than the Dragons, but you are only 2 points away from the spoon because of that bye the Dragons have had. So it just it really emphasises the situation, even though you are quite clear of the Dragons still. Anyway, that's the whole thing for the Storm. But the Raiders, they've just had a drop off from first all the way down to 14th. This time last year, so they've got 6 points. That's 3. They've got 3 wins. They haven't had a bye yet in their first 8 games. To go back to round 9 last year, in 2025, the Raiders were in second with 7 wins. So they won 7 games in 9 played last year. Sorry, that's including the round 9 game. So they were in third. They had 8 games played for 6 wins. So they've effectively halved, well, they have just simply halved their win rate from 6 to 3 this year, which is quite dramatic. And again, there was no bye for them last year. They didn't have a bye till quite late. and they don't have a bye till quite late here as well. So the point of the matter is that the drop-off is significant. And if we look at the attack, 238 points on the attack and 180 points against. The 238 to, 1 second, Raiders this year, 155, 237. 155, 237. In 2025, they had 238 and 180. So they've regressed by about 50 points on the defense, and they've regressed by a dead set about 100 or so, 80 or so on the attack, which is gigantic. That is significant, especially in such a limited time frame. We've had such a limited amount of games, and they've had that dramatic drop-off. So it's not looking great for them the longer the way that the season is currently playing out. And also, they've got a makeshift halves pairing today, and Ethan Sanders has not been kicking on at all. Obviously, I crashed out last week on the stream. I really did. I crashed out over Ethan Sanders. You guys know I'm passionate about the game. I love rugby league. When the Titans aren't playing, I crashed out about the Bulldogs last night. Crashed out about the Storm. I crashed out about all these different teams. It's not because I want them to succeed necessarily. Well, I do. I kind of want to see the best rugby league possible. As long as they're not playing against the Titans. The Raiders, you can suck today for all I care. I don't care today. But every other week, I actually want to see you play your best footy. Because I just love the game of rugby league. And they haven't been doing that this season. They started off with a win 29-28 over Manly. Manly were 0-3 to start the season. This was the first game, so this was their first loss. But this was when Anthony Seibold was still there. And they were down 14-0 in the first 10 minutes of that game. And then obviously the Raiders came back to lead 28-14 with 6 minutes to go. And then the Manly Seagulls scored a few tries and brought it back to 28-28 before Ethan Sanders did the one good thing he's done this season and kick a field goal in the extra time. It was a win, but now that you look back at it, you're just like, ew, that's a little bit of a yucky win. You nearly started off this season 0-5. You nearly started off this season 0-5 and extremely close to going 0-6 against the Rabbitohs too. Obviously, that's not the case, but it was a bit of a win, but at least you got the 2 points against Manly. Then you got thumped by the Warriors 40-6. You got beaten by the Bulldogs, who can't score for the life of them right now, 14-10. They're going to be close to the bottom 4 by the end of this round, especially with the Dolphins winning yesterday. That's put the Bulldogs down to 12th. If the Titans win here today, the Bulldogs will go down to 13th position. So it's like you lost, and it's just, you lost to the Bulldogs as well, who are not playing well this year. And then you lost to the Sharkies, who at the time were 1-3 as well. Same as you. They are just a scam team all over. There's a reason why they're on scam on the table. 34-22, and that was at home. And then you lost to the Knights, who have had a bit of a slip-up since, 32-12. You just got over the line against the Rabbitohs, 36-34. You just got over the line against the Storm, 26-22. And then you got thumped by the Tigers last week, 33-14. When I didn't think the Tigers played exceptionally, but they were seriously still much better than you. Oh my gosh, we've just seen Blocker Roach just commentating this game today. Fuck me. Oh, I hate listening to Blocker Roach during Titans games, bro. I hate it. I hate listening to him during Titans. I don't like listening to him in general, but I can tolerate him if he's not doing Titans. But this man just absolutely despises the Titans, bro. I can't deal with it. So that's going to probably lead me to a crash out today, having to listen to Blocker Roach. But anyway, long story short, the Raiders need to win this game here today. I know they've got outs. They do have excuses, but it's also getting to the point of the season where we're 8 rounds in now. This is about to be 9 rounds in. If you lose this, you are going to be probably, more than likely, 3 wins out of the top 8. 3 wins out of... Oh, maybe not, actually. Maybe it's just 2 wins. It's still really close. You know what? I'm not going to say that. It's still really early in the year. 9 rounds in, 6 points. If Manly and the Broncos win, then yes, you'll be 6 points out of the top 8. But also, Manly have had a bye. You haven't, so you'd be 2 wins out of the top 8 because Manly, they got 4 wins. If they won, they would go to 5 wins. But they're playing Panthers, so good luck with that one. Long story short, you'd probably steal only 4 points out of the top 8. Regardless here. Anyway, we'll talk about the latter in a second. But I just think that for the Raiders' standards, they should be winning a game like this. Even though the Titans are starting to show a little bit of improvement for sure. For the Raiders' standards, especially over the last year, they should be expecting a win here. They should be coming here to the Gold Coast and they should be getting the win. But obviously, I am tipping the Titans here today. If I genuinely believe the Raiders would win, I would tip the Raiders here. I usually say to you, like on my head, I will say this team, but heart-wise, I'm always going to go the Titans. And heart-wise, I do go Titans. But I also think that the Titans do have enough to win this game here today. So I will genuinely just straight up tip them and say that I think that they've got enough of the team here that they should get it done. If they don't get it done, I'll be pretty disappointed because the Raiders have not played good rugby league this year. They're missing one of their best players, if not their best player in Hudson Young. They're also missing one of their best players, Nathan Strange, which means that they've had to shift their fullback into the 5'8" with KO Weeks. They're missing one of the rookies of the year potential of Noah Martin, who's been incredible. They've had to shift Simi Sasangi, one of the best centres in the game in 2026, to the back row. And it's just, they've had to change it around a lot. And you're at home here on the Gold Coast. So, and you've coming off a bye. I really feel like you have to win this game here, Titans. If you don't, I'll be pretty disappointed. I'm used to disappointment on the Gold Coast, don't get me wrong. I'm well and truly used to it here. But I'll be disappointed. Yeah, I think that they need to get this job done. So, I take the Titans. I think that also with the Raiders, they have the Panthers next week. So if you were to lose this game, you're more than likely going to lose next week too, let's be honest. You've got to bye the week after that in round 11. But a Panthers game next week after a loss to Titans would just be brutal because you want to bounce back from a team that's down the lower end of the table. And the Panthers aren't the type of team that you want to be bouncing back against. The Titans, on the other hand, if they were to lose this game, who do they play next week? The Titans, we will be taking on the Sydney Roosters, Allianz. So that's not exactly a fantastic outlook as well, to be honest with you. Because that's actually at Gosford, not at Allianz. It's not a fantastic outlook before we have Magic Round in 2 weeks' time against the Newcastle Knights, then Manly, and then a bye. So an interesting next 3 weeks. The Knights are slipping for sure. Roosters, I expect them to be really good. I pre-season predicted them to be first position, and they are starting to improve dramatically in their form. And Manly, obviously, we'll see what they do against the Panthers tomorrow, but still they'd go in that game as favourites down there at Brookie with the way they're playing at the moment against those lower rated teams, really. So yeah, look, I'm taking the Titans here today. I'm sure that most people are going to take the Raiders just because it is the Titans and they're never going to have that confidence. But at home here, I'm backing the boys. So we'll do that. We'll say Titans win. Now we'll go to the ladder here. Now both these teams are in the exact same position, just different points differential. So the Titans are on 6 points alongside the Raiders and the Eels. We can kind of do a duo win-loss thing here. But the Titans, they're on -30, Raiders -82, Eels -99. So if the Titans lose this game, they would go below the Raiders, obviously. They would have to lose by 70 today to go below the Eels, which isn't happening. But if the Eels beat the Warriors, which is the game right after this, I'll be a massive Warriors fan later on today. Don't you worry. Call me bias all you like. Go the Wars. Up the Wars, son. Up the Wars after this. But if the Eels were to win, the Titans would drop down into 15th position. And it'd still be 2 points clear of the Melbourne Storm, but they'd be alone there in 15th because those two teams would go up to 8 points. So you would actually, funnily enough, see the Dragons on 2, the Storm on 4, the Titans on 6, and then you would see a whole bunch of teams on that 8 points there. So with a loss, yeah, it's really negative, but they would drop down to the bottom 4, potentially third last. With a win, however, the Titans have a better points differential on the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs, the Knights, the Dolphins, and the Sharks are all on 8 points there. Luckily enough for the Gold Coast here, I just realised it turned off. Okay, we're back. I hope it wasn't too long. So I don't know how long I was muted for just then, but long story short, Titans can either be in third last this week, or there's actually a potential of them going into 9th position. If they won by 24 points or more, and the Sharks lost and also the Knights lost, if those two results did happen, then yeah, the Titans could go into to 9th position, which is a pretty crazy jump there. On the Raiders side of things, they're in a similar position though, but they could just drop below the Eels regardless. So they're on minus 82, the Eels are on minus 99. If they lost by 18 points or more today, they'd go to minus 100, they'd go below the Eels. The Eels play the Warriors. I do expect the Warriors to win that game. But if they did lose and the Eels lose, if they lost by 24 and the Eels lost by 2, Raiders would still finish actually below the Eels there. But long story short, they could either finish in 15th position or 14th position with a loss. With a win, however, they would go into 13th position above the Titans, but their points differential is so poor. So the Titans minus 30 can jump a whole bunch of teams above them. But the Raiders at minus 82 cannot jump a bunch of teams above them. It's just such a negative points differential there. They would have to win this game by 50 just to go above the Bulldogs themselves. No, not even 50, 40. Yeah, around 36 to 40 is what the Raiders would need to win by, and I'd be fuming if the Titans lost to the Raiders' injuries and whatnot by 36 to 40 at home. But they would have to win by that much to go over the Bulldogs. So realistically, the highest that you're looking at here is the Raiders probably going into 13th with a win, but with a loss, I still think they finish in 14th. But there is a world that they finish in 15th for sure as well. So Titans are either 15th, potentially 9th, more than likely 10-11. Raiders either 15th, more than likely 14th, but also highest that they probably go is 13th because I don't think they win by enough to go above the Bulldogs there on that points differential. There we go, guys. That is the preview here for today's game. Hopefully, we can crack on and have a good time and enjoy ourselves and not be raging the entire time. Hopefully, I don't know. We will see. But obviously, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here, and hopefully it's a good one, lads. Hopefully it is a good one. Hey, bro, I can't hear you. You can hear me now, though, can't you? I just changed. Luckily, I noticed it whilst I was talking. When I'm doing those long previews at the beginning of the game, I've actually changed it up now where I will quickly go back and just get a quick little look over it. Just to make sure that we are still moving. Because you guys, when I'm on the live chat, I see pretty quickly that I'm muted. I see very quickly. But when I'm not looking at the live chat until after my preview. So that's why I'll go back and forth just to check that it's going. But we're sweet now anyway. So now let's get to the chat. And there's 15 minutes to go until the game does start here. Up the Gold Coast Titans says Titans to dominate the Raiders defensively and through the middle, 13 plus. Well, beating the Raiders through the middle is not something typically you do. You know, they're usually a pretty good team in regards to the forwards, but they are missing Hudson Young, which is a huge loss here. And it's going to be interesting to see what Simi Sasangi does in the back row today compared to the centre. It is ultimately just position across, but the point of the matter is that they're two different job responsibilities. So it'll be interesting to see how Simi Sasangi does make that switch over. I'm alright, says pew pew to your head, who wins this BKR? I genuinely believe the Titans win this. Like, I genuinely do. If the Raiders had a full team with Hudson Young in, Simi Sasangi to the centre, Ethan Strange to the 5'8", I probably would have said Raiders, yeah. I would have. I don't have enough confidence in the Titans right now to say that they're going to get the results that I would like to be seeing, obviously. So I still don't even know about this game here anyway. But I do have genuine belief that the Titans should be able to win this game here at Seabus today with the outs of the Raiders and the Titans. As full strength as they can be, you know, I don't necessarily agree with the team lineup overall. However, you know, they're as full strength as effectively they can be, whilst the Raiders are definitely not full strength at all. So there really isn't excuses here for the Titans, and if they believe they're the team that are changing the culture and changing everything around within the club, well, this is the game to do that. Michael says, Titans victory, please. Aspect says, Titans by 10. Braden Jones is up the Titans, brother. This team has it 100%, 13 plus in favour of the Titans. Well, I hope you're right. From your mouth to God's ears, brother. From your mouth to God's ears. Braden Jones from a Waz fan, brother. Let's go. Get it around you, Braden. Get it around you, Waz. Well, we want you guys to win right after this too. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. You're well away from us, so it doesn't matter to us where you guys are. But the Eels are relatively close to us. Shout out Jay, though, on this Titans game. Hopefully the Titans get a win for Jay today. Hopefully the Titans get a win for Jay. I'm all right, so I'm changing my tips to the Titans. May the odds be in our favour. Mate, put the tip on a Titans and never look back ever again. They're the most confident team you can ever have. Michael says, going to be on the Great Northerns while watching the Roosters versus Broncos for Jay. Yeah, get around some beers for Jay. Aspect says 6-7 games for Haas. Love it if he actually put on that jersey. I'm pretty certain he will. Knowing Cleese, that is the kind of guy that he is. He loves a good meme. That's for sure. Zassi says, can I get your try scorer picks this game? Okay. I don't think I've had too many great try scorer picks this week. Usually I'm pretty good with it, but this week I don't think so. I am going to go back in Keanu Kenny here in the fullback. I think he's going to be able to get some speed into this game today against the Raiders, who don't have a dramatic amount of speed. in my opinion. Sevilla Tamale has been very disappointing so far this season. So is Sebastian Chris, really. Matty Tomoko is solid, but no speed there. Jed Stewart, not really the speed that you're looking for. I just feel like when Keanu Kenny gets his moving and grooving going, he could really break away here. So I'm going to say Keanu Kenny. I could even say for a double. I could even sneak in a double there of Keanu. If he's at that form that we saw him in, say, that Eels game, I think he could slap this one up. He didn't actually score a try in that Eels game. So for people who don't know, Keanu was awful, and he knew this. I know Keanu. We spoke about it. He knew this himself, so I'm not insulting him by saying this. But he was lacking in regards to... He felt like he's letting his team down. He wasn't lacking in his actual own internal confidence, but it was more so about letting the team down. He was really disappointed in himself. But then he played against the Parramatta Eels, and he dominated them. Didn't actually score a try in that game. Got 150 Supercoach points for those who can use that as a reference, right? 150 Supercoach points without a try. It was absolutely spectacular. It dominated 52-10 over the Parramatta Eels. Really bounced back into form there. I just feel like the Warriors game was a really difficult game to keep that momentum going. But here against the Raiders, I feel like there is an entire possibility that he can have a very similar game in regards to his output and just getting that speed going, running it around, throwing it up, throwing it down, just running amok on the field. So I'm going to back in Keanu Kenny fullback for a try. And then in the forwards, I don't think Tino scored this year. I'm going to go Tino. Tino has been really disappointing this year. He has had a couple of better games in of late, but he has been really disappointing to his standards this year. So I'm going to go full confidence in the big man Tino to get a try here. I will say Tino all the way. So Keanu and Tino. And then we go to the backline for the Raiders. Who do we typically concede against? Like what position? Like we concede against just everyone really, but... Sebastian Chris is a good shout, but he's probably going up against Jojo today. Whoever's going up against AJ Brimo and Philip Sami's side might find it... Jojo's a good defender. Jojo's our most consistent player in the centre alongside Silatili Faimani, so he's good for the young guy there in Faimani. Whoever's going up against AJ Brimo and Philip Sami's side, to be fair, I think that could be Chris and Sevilla Tamale. I'm going to go Sebastian Chris. I don't think he's been really disappointed this year, and I usually rate him heavily. I love what Sebastian Chris usually provides, but I'm going to go with Sebastian Chris here for the centre despite being disappointed this year. And then in the forwards, like I could go with a scam shout of Sasangi, but I'm not going to do that. That's a scammer. That's a scam shout. I will go. Let's go maybe the back row Joe Roddy could be a little bit of a sneaky shout. Or even Owen Paddy off the bench, to be fair. But let's go with Joe Roddy. So I'm going to go for the Titans, Keanu and Tino. And then for the Raiders, we're going to lock in a Sebastian Chris and Joe Roddy for the old try scorers here today. But hopefully I'm wrong about both Raiders players and neither of them come in. Neither of them. I hope they're both wrong. All that smoke boy says, bruh, happy as you put Dane Laurie in that photo. I think he's happy as you put Dane Laurie in the photo. I think he's the most underrated player in the comp. Well, I'd have to think about it the rest of the comp too if I can say he's the most underrated player in the comp. I do think that he has his moments. He can be poor, man. Let's be honest. Like he can be poor, but so can everyone. To be fair, I think that he is. It's underrated. I think people know exactly what they're going to get from him. Like again, he can have his moments for sure. He definitely can. He can have his moments, but he can also definitely not have his moments on the opposite side of things. So I like Dane Laurie. I don't think he's a bad player at all. You just want to see more consistency from him realistically, but it's very difficult for him to get consistency because he's barely in the team. Ibrahim says, Michael, as soon as possible, mate, this is another game we should win considering Sanders is injured. Sanders not injured. Ethan Strange is injured, and so is Hudson Young. Marcus says, when do you think Zane Harrison going to wear the 7 jersey? I would like to see him in now. Like, at the end of the day, I don't think we're winning the comp this year with the team that we do have, but I do see improvement. But I just know that I know our future has Zane Harrison as the 7. So I just feel like, in my opinion, you don't want to throw him in too early. But also, you need him to come in. You need him to start building with this team. And you just need to tell him, forget what the cash fans say. You can forget what the casual fans say. They might hate you for a game or two when you don't come in and perform to the expectations immediately. But I just genuinely believe that Zane Harrison is our 7 and JC is our 6. And we are kind of just passing time until that realisation does hit. For whether it be Josh Hannah or whether it just be the club in general. I think we are just passing time until that inevitably happens. So I would like to see it sooner rather than later. To try and put my perspective into the club's perspective, they'll probably at least go through 3/4 of the season. If the season is done, they can't make the top 8 kind of deal. Maybe they'll chuck him in then. But I just kind of feel like that's a little bit pointless. But I'm sure that'll probably more so be the case, because I don't know if they're going to start the season off next year with Zane Harrison just straight away kind of deal. I guess it just needs to come down to a losing run of form, and then they want to switch it up. But I would not be surprised if they still kept JC in the 7. But Zane Harrison off of the bench would have been nice. He was on the bench recently. He never actually got onto the game. Would have been nice to bring him onto that Eels game. Game's done. Game's won. Get him a little bit of a touch in the footy and see what he can provide there when the game's already been won kind of deal. Obviously not the case, though. So I want to see him sooner rather than later is my answer to you. And I don't know when they'll put him in, but I want to see him sooner rather than later. Also, my boys, I do podcast too, brother, and I'd like to sort something out and get you on. Well, just hit me up on Instagram, bro. If you're not following me on Instagram, it's in the pinned comment in the chat for BKRsport. So yeah, just if you want to have a chat, yeah, just chuck me a message on Insta. And Brenton says, hey mate, I'm tipping the tits today. No reason they shouldn't win. Exactly right. Get around the tits. We all love the tits. Who doesn't love the tits? Get around the tits. The Gold Coast Titans says, I feel like this game is too winnable for the Titans, then we typically lose. Correct. When we are favourites, we usually lose. Nelson says, Rip Islander surnames today on your blocker. Yeah. We got Fasuamui coming up. The old Tino Fasuamui. Trippers says, I'm a dog supporter. Fair go away. Our dogs are making me look like a clown, mate says. This is correct. And I actually really appreciate it. I got a comment yesterday, someone saying it was a crack up stream with the Dogs game when I was streaming Dogs and Cowboys, and it was a Dogs fan saying, like, he agreed. You always, as a content creator, like, I'm giving my opinion, and I'm confident with my opinion. Like, I'll say what I think, and if you think it's wrong, please tell me why it's wrong. Explain why it's wrong in the chat. We'll have a conversation. But I'm really glad that Bulldogs fans, who are typically very, very passionate and will defend their club to the end, are actually very much holding their club accountable right now. Some too much, some too far, where they're messaging players and whatnot, and you're a dickhead if you're doing that. Straight up, you are a dickhead if you are messaging players with violence and abuse and all that kind of dribble, which we do see across the competition. But Bulldogs fans have been well known for a long time now. But it's good to see that Bulldogs fans aren't taking offence to the criticism that their club is facing right now, which is genuine criticism because their attack is putrid. They are second worst in the league right now. Second worst. They are below the Gold Coast Titans, who, mind you, we have struggled on attack this season. We've struggled really badly. We're third last for attack. We have one less game than the Bulldogs, and we've already scored one more point than the Bulldogs. So any points we get here today are essentially free in comparison to that battle. And that's the point. You know, it's so disappointing from a team that's been the top 4 last year and top 8 the year beforehand, and they were improving. But I still put that same question I asked you guys yesterday. I still put it out there. Since the half point of last season, when they decided to destroy the entirety of the team, the core of the team, tell me one positive thing that you can name that they have done for a long-term future level, or just in general, one positive good thing that they have done that has given you confidence for the future since the halfway point of last year. Because this is now a whole year thing. This isn't just this season. This is now a whole year thing that we're talking about, where it was a couple of rounds after this last year where they fell off a cliff, and they've been falling ever since. It's a long cliff, man. It is a long cliff. So they, do I have like a belief that maybe they could turn around at some point? Sure. I do feel like they could turn around at some point, but they went and signed Adam O'Brien to fix their attack. And it's like their attack is shithouse. And they've gone and got a sacked coach where the Knights last year finished in last position. And he's just like, well, why? Like, I just don't understand. So that's just a really strange decision. It's not Adam O'Brien's fault. He's part of the problem. They should never have signed him. But it's also not his fault because they were already bad on the attack last year. And that was the biggest problem because they were the best defensive team in the comp last year. Number 1 by far. Annie says, let's go to the Titans. Get around here, Annie. Brenton says, are you watching this clown mate from the tattoo shop? Yeah, you better be getting that Cowboys Bulldogs tattoo that you said you'd get if the Cowboys did win. You did say it. I remember. Good thing I don't have to listen to Muppet Blocker just muted the monitor when I saw Blocker. I saw it. Seeing Blocker was heartbreaking for me, man. It means I've still got to hear his voice at times throughout this game. But Dingo says, tipping your boys in this one, brother. Hopefully they're up for it. I feel like this all depends on what Titans team turns up today. It should be a cracker, though. It's the same thing for both teams. So, you know, you have that preconceived notion from the Raiders last year and feel like they're just going to, you know, turn it around. But right now, they're not giving you any confidence to turn it around. Just the exact same as the Storm. You know, everyone always thinks they're going to turn it around. They are shit right now. The Melbourne Storm are shocking. They are pathetic right now. It is actually pathetic. And I crashed out in the last 20 minutes of yesterday's game because even though Josh King did actually have quite a good game statistically, at the end of the game, he shouldn't have been in it. He was clearly gassed because of how strong of a performance he was having in the first 60 or 50 minutes or so. At the end of the game, he was clearly gassed. He was the sole reason for the try that took the lead for the Dolphins, and then they went on with the run with it after that. You know, the Storm, that's a really odd decision there from Craig Bellamy not to switch that out when they had still one more interchange to go. And clearly Josh King was absolutely gassed. But the Storm are not good right now. And we've got to stop thinking about them from last year and the year beforehand. And like I said yesterday, a positive to the Broncos is I think you broke the Melbourne Storm. I think the Brisbane Broncos are the ones who broke the Melbourne Storm because if they win the grand final last year, they would have had the confidence. They lost their back-to-back grand finals against the Panthers and the Broncos, and I don't think mentally they've come back from it. So you can, Panthers fans, you're a part of it, but I think Broncos were the killer blow. And I think their confidence of guys like Jerome Hughes, who weren't playing last night, but Cameron Munster, his confidence is shot right now. Harry Grant, his confidence is all over the place right now. Farlongo is the only player right now that I'm looking at the Storm, and even though he's still got some defensive things to work out, he is putting in a shift every single game. He deserved to win last night. Farlongo was a fantastic player in that game against the Redcliffe Dolphins, but nobody helped him. Nobody helped him at all. I refuse to tip the Storm, and even if they're playing the Burleigh Bears or they're playing the Newtown Jets, I don't care. I'm not tipping the Storm until they win again. I refuse. Minty says, tipping for Fafita to score first try for Titans again. Go Jojo, you big bopper. Go Jojo. Clown says, big bullhorns, you're funny. Just North Queensland 2012. Are you actually doing it, by the way, Daz? Like, are you actually doing that? Colin says, hey, brother, I'm at work today, so can't stay long. May the best team win. Cheers. Good luck, mate. Okay, I'm going to go more to the live. Chat now because I'm still behind the muted part. Jim Masters, 30 seconds tops. It's not been muted all stream. Daz, you muppet. Eden says, I have Titans 1-12. Miss Me says, who is on fraud alert this week? Anyone sticking out like a sore thumb? Well, as I always say, if they're not on this list, they're always on scam fraud alert down here. People always go, put the Storm on scam. And it's just like, well, I can't do it because they're not here. They have to be here for you guys to see them. So the Sharks are absolutely scam. And I'm telling you, even if they beat the Tigers, I'll probably put them to fraud. I'm not taking them straight off of scam and putting them to nada. They're still going to be on fraud, but then that'll put the Tigers on fraud. If the Tigers lose to a scam team, the Sharks, you will be going on fraud alert for sure. Roosters Broncos, no one can go on fraud there. They're in similar positions in the top. If you're in the top 9, you lose to a team in a similar position, it's kind of okay. Who else are we looking at there? The Warriors, if they lose to the Eels, I might have to do it, lads. I might. Warriors fans, if you lose, Raiders running out of the field right now, by the way. Warriors fans, if you lose to the Eels, I do have to put you on a little bit of an alert because you will be alerted. You won't be on scam, no way. But you'd be on fraud alert if you lose to that Eels team. And that's really about it. I wouldn't... Well, Manly could go on it. No, but they'd lose to the Panthers. No, they won't. So realistically, the only ones who are on the tentative level for this week is they could only go from scam to fraud alert. If they lose, they're staying on scam. The Roosters Broncos fine. Tigers could go to fraud alert for a loss to the Sharkies. And the Warriors, if you lose to the Eels, you're on fraud watch. You could be on fraud watch. Gee whiz. But the Raiders are out in the field now. As Jay would say, Titan smash. Jay would say, Titan smash. Here's to Jay. What a man. Titan smash today. Titan smash. Ryan says, Weeks has some speed. He does, but he's in the 6. So it's like, he does, but he's in a different part of the field where it's not as relevant. It's still relevant. It's not as relevant as, say, more so out in the wings and the centres, and also the fullback position, which has a lot more space, but still relevant for sure. So, yes, he does. However, it's not like a collective team thing with the Raiders. They don't have a spectacular amount of speed. Josh Ryan says, good luck for your Titans, but I've got the Titans. Josh Hannay, get around you, Josh. Appreciate that. Can he own the Eels for the first 40 minutes? Can he own the Eels for the entirety of the game? Art Williams says, is there any chance Roddy plays 80 on the edge? I would have no idea, to be fair. Tina must be carrying something. His best game was against the Warriors this season. Warriors and Eels were his best games. He did have a quite quality performance against the Eels. Warriors, he was solid, yeah. Someone says, what's the weather like in the GC, lads? Mate, it's the Gold Coast, the most beautiful place on the planet Earth, mate. It is God's country, the Gold Coast. What are you talking about? What's the weather like? It is absolutely spectacular. It is absolutely serene. It is absolutely beautiful. 30 plus incoming. Boom, boom. Come on. Come on. Mike says, bro, it's been a minute. You've made some gains. Get around your mic. Get around you. Appreciate you. Messi says, do you think Adam Mahal is a sneaky shout for Kiwis this year? He's really impressed me this season. Well, Britt Nakora, disappointing, sure. With Britt Nakora having a relatively disappointing season, sure. But no, I think it's probably too early for him. But he is making some real inroads into, showing himself as a player that he's dominating with. But the Titans will kick this ball off here, guys. And it will be the Raiders bringing the ball out to the 10th through Corey Horsburgh. First tackle coming to Gold Coast. Laurie's Pepsi or Coke today, brother? Well, you're currently seeing me drinking some Coke, even though I prefer Coke Zero, but this Airbnb I'm staying in Vietnam has like a stocked fridge, man, all included. Like, it's brilliant. And it all had Coke, so I have to drink the Coke, but I would prefer the Coke Zero. Third tackle over the Raiders, they're at the 25. Up the Gold Coast Titans, do you reckon Jalen finds a spot in the squad, or is he just a forever depth option? Unfortunately, Giles is an amazing dude. He's a really humble man, and I would love to see a spot for him, but I just don't know right this very second where we can fit him in. Philip Sami is going, so maybe he could go onto the wing next year. Corey Horsburgh, go back about 3 metres, him up at fifth tackle. My goal today is to see Corey Horsburgh cry. That's what I want to see. All right, so the Titans now. Faimani is going to bring this ball to the 30. I just realised they've moved the away bay at Seabus. I know they moved the front line to the corner, but they've moved the away bay at Seabus to more central to the field. That's interesting. Titans now second tackled here at the 25. That's his first time seeing it this season. 35, sorry. Ben says it's been raining in Adelaide, but I think I speak for everyone that Adelaide is also beautiful in some ways. What a random comment. No one asked about Adelaide, and no one said anything about Adelaide. What a random comment. Fourth tackle at the 50. What? That Lacey sent bloke named Dave, it's not going to be visible. Oh, Titans drop the ball. Goes backwards, though, thankfully. No, it is a knock-on. Knock-on here from Lachlan Ilias, and the Raiders will get the ball at the 40. Oh, boy. Barnes is coming. Titans do something today. Campbell needs to step up today. Oh, I disagree, Barnes. I think Campbell's been probably one of the better players for the Titans this year, but the biggest criticism I'll have is that I don't think he's a 7. So it's like, while I still see him, he can score a try, he still can get that intercept that he's known for, and he does have that spice about him. At the end of the day, I think he's a 6, not a 7. So I feel like that's probably where your criticism is ultimately coming for him. But JC has still been one of the better players of the Titans this year. I just don't think that he's in the correct position, and I don't actually believe that Ilias should be the 6 of the club either. KO Weeks here is going to be at the 45, and now Matty Tomoko's second tackle, 47 metres out from their own line. Adelaide is like Mount Druitt, but a whole city. Raiders out to Dane Laurie. Dane Laurie to Sebastian Chris. Sebastian Chris to Jed Stewart, and Stewart's going to be at the 35 on third tackle. Sonny says, smoked the Eels. Absolutely smoked him, son. Oh, my gosh. Smoked him. Where's Entertain House when you need him? Fourth tackle now for the Raiders at the 30. Don't forget, guys, we do have Warriors Eels right after this. And a big game between the Broncos and Roosters tonight. I'm actually really looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to it, especially with Reece Walsh back for the Broncos. It's going to be a good game at Allianz Stadium in Sydney. Good kick in the Raiders, a good area. Phil Sami, the big dog with a great take under a lot of pressure from Jed Stewart and Joe Roddy. But now the Titans are getting monstered back in their own 5-second tackle. But that's a great take from Phil Sami, who's off to the Dragons next year. So good luck with him there. And the Titans are going to knock the ball on. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? We've had, 2 sets now? We've knocked the ball on twice. Twice. You're serious. You're serious. You're serious. Jad Ramos says go to Titans. Well, it's pretty frustrating right now. Bo Furman knocks the ball on there. We've already had a knock on from Lachlan Ilias. It's been 3.5 minutes, lads. It's been 3.5 minutes. And Barnes is classic Titans. It is unfortunately classic Titans. Oh, what a start. Half scores within 20 minutes of the first. Well, it's going to be difficult for Adamo to score in the first 20 minutes when we don't have any ball because we keep giving the ball to the Raiders for free. I would not be surprised if the Raiders score here, even though the Titans defense has been slightly better this year. They give it to Morgan Smithies because typically every year I'll say whenever a team is in our defensive in our 20, that they just simply will score. So I still have that ultimate belief, and they are going to. Oh, has he got this ball down? Yep, Simi Sasagi will score a try. Well done, Gold Coast. You are shitting me. What a disappointment. They come into the game, they knock the ball on twice, and they give a free try to Simi Sasagi. You know, and Simi Sasagi has been amazing this year, but it's pathetic on the Gold Coast because the Gold Coast have handed a try to the Canberra Raiders here. They've knocked the ball on through Lockley Elias, and then they've gone and knocked the ball on through Beau Fermor, and then they've proceeded to fall off tackles of Simi Sasagi. Same old classic Gold Coast. That is classic Gold Coast there. Easy try there for Simi Sasagi. Raiders didn't have to do anything special. It's just simply the Titans allowed them to get up the field through knock on, and then try. Way too easy. Way too easy. Minty says Campbell got hurt, tackle second, hit up shoulder. Got hurt. Campbell got hurt, second tackle, hit up shoulder. Did he? I haven't seen. Barnes says Titans so annoying. Yeah, it is, unfortunately. It is really annoying, mate, but it is what it is. You know, we're used to it. But 5 minutes in, and it is 4-0, and it's about to be 6-0 any moment now. Deary me. Yeah, refresh the scoreboard. Ryan says, other than Adelaide Oval, what's in Adelaide? Sharks? I don't actually know if that's in Adelaide. South Australia. South Australia is known for plenty of great whites down there. Kind of Titans regroup. Steve says, how many minutes gone? 5 minutes have gone here. 5 minutes have gone. And we're already pretty frustrated at what we just witnessed. Like two knock-ons in 3.5 minutes. Are we serious? Like, are we serious? Churches and murder. Let's not put those two words together, Nate. Come on, man. You know I'm Christian, man. What are you doing? Less too ideal start. Very much less too ideal start is someone. But still 35 minutes to go here the first half. Still 75 minutes to go in the game. Oh, God bless us, man. Gee whiz. Alright, so the Titans will kick this ball off to the Raiders at the 5, where it's going to be Dane Laurie who gets it off to Corey Horsburgh, and Horsburgh gets whacked back here to the 10 on first tackle. Everyone says both teams that scored first yesterday lost, so Titans easy win. Hey, that's true, Ibrahim. My gosh, you're a thinker. Mate, you are an absolute thinker. Casey says, only just tuned in. How are we playing so far? How do you think we're playing so far in the first 6 minutes? Third tackle now for the Raiders at the 25. Sure, you know, but Eels have a good record against the Warriors, 6 wins in 7 games. Sure, but is that when the Eels were really good in the early 2020s? Like, contextually, because they're not that team anymore. Ethan Sanders will kick this ball away on fourth tackle from inside his own 30, and it will go to the 30. So it's going to be Titans ball here. All I want is not to knock the ball on. Knock the ball on. Please don't knock the ball on. Have we got a 0% completion rate right now, by the way? I swear we probably do, eh? Completion rate. Completion rate is 0%. You're shitting me. 0 from 2. Completion rate is 0%. That is insane to ever look at. Actually, a better question is, have we dropped the ball yet in the first 6 minutes? Casey, we've had 2 sets. We have a 0% completion rate. Titans now, Bowie Fermor. He'll bring this ball to the 45 on third tackle. Here we go again, Mitchell. That's the way. They go out Sam Verrills to Keanu Kenny. Keanu Kenny looking for a hole. Nearly gets through. He'll be at the 40 on fourth tackle. And it's going to be Sam Verrills with a good run. We don't usually see that. And then there's going to be a drop ball there from... It's going to go backwards, though, for the Titans. And Keanu Kenny taken down to the 25. I don't think I was played up for the Raiders. Yeah, fifth tackle for the Titans. Sam Verrills, Lachlan Ilias. Ilias, bro, get him off the field. Oh, my gosh. Please get Ilias off the field. I'm gonna flip out. He's had a knock on and he's kicked the ball straight to Dane Laurie for a 35-meter gain. I can't deal with him. Oh my gosh, please give Zane Harrison a chance. I'm actually going to lose my mind already. It's been 8 minutes. Second tackle here for the Raiders. Now it's Simi Sasagi at the 40 on the Titans side of the field. Lagan says, can someone tell Canberra Raiders immortal Dunamis Louis that I still miss him? Oh my goodness me. Joe Tarpany, 25 metres away here from the line, fourth tackle. Oh my goodness me. Can we complete a set, please? Well, we completed the set. The kick from Ilias was a completed set. He still kicked it, but that was actually our first completed set of the game. Raiders now left-hand side, Tommy Starling up to Sasangi, kicks it through, let it go. Yes. Okay, 7 tackle set for the Titans. Bring back Aiden Caesar. Ilias wasn't the answer for South, wasn't the answer for the Dragons, not the answer for the Gold Coast. I hate criticising our own players, but it is justified, man. It is valid. It is valid. But zero tackle for the Titans coming out of their own 20. It was a good play from Dane Laurie, you know. And this is why, again, always people think that you're criticising the Raiders for when I'm saying that about Ilias. No, Dane Laurie did exactly what he needed to do. It was great from him and ran the ball 35 metres. AJ Brimmer gets the ball to the 50. High tackle penalty. Come on, get back into it. We are making easy meters, though. I will say this. 10 minutes gone in the first half, 30 minutes to go in the first half. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. The thing is that when the Titans do have the ball and they're not making errors, they are actually making pretty easy meters and pretty good ones. You know, we got to the 20 on fifth tackle. Now we get to the 50 on third tackle, and we get a penalty from that, so we're going to go on to the attack here. Not that our attack's been fantastic this year, but at least you are seeing that the run meters are pretty positive here for the Titans when they've got the ball. So Titans are 15 metres out even the line. Bowie Firma, he's going to roll it back to AJ Brimson. No, they're going to tell him to take the ball back to the exact same spot that he played it in. Why? Ilias off to Tino. Tino to Jaden Campbell. Campbell to Keanu Kenny. Keanu Kenny, quick passing charge. Feeder! What the fuck, Faimani? Are you serious? Oh no, this is one of those games. It's one of those games. We have an open try on the wing. There is no winger there. We have a 3-on-1 we have a 1-on-0 and he just dropped a ball cold. You're kidding me. Welcome to Titan Streams, lads. Welcome to Titan Streams. That is just a complete and utter brain fade of a dropped catch there on the wing. Open, easy try on the wing. Would have been. Like, we have dominated when it comes to holding the ball and making meters. But now that's 3 knock-ons already in the first 10 minutes of this game. 3 knock-ons. Oh, it's literally an open try line and he's dropped it cold. Oh my gosh. Jed Stewart now gets this ball to the 20 on the second tackle. Like, the overall set there gives me great confidence about us still in this game, but the fact that we knocked that ball on there for our third knock-on of the game brings me back to previous years. It brings me back to what this club can actually do too. Fourth tackle now at the 35. First thing you learn in rugby league is to catch a ball. Especially as a winger there when that pass was prime time perfect for him. But Keanu Kenny's going to grab this ball at the end goal, brings it out to the 10. And he'll be at the 12 on first tackle. And my brain was rotten enough. I just need to watch Titans knock the ball on uncontested 4 times in 10 minutes. Yeah, it's beautiful stuff. Jojo for feeder. Nearly a high tackle, but it'll be at the 13 on second tackle. Looking forward to a try until you dropped. Yep, that's exactly right. Titans will bring it out through Curtis Moran to the 23 on third tackle. Also, do forgive for people who are new to this channel. We don't usually swear that much, but during Titans games, it definitely can come out in comparison to the regular games. Tino off to Curtis Moran. That was a good run there. It'll be fifth tackle at the 40, so not a great set in comparison, this one. Jonathan Silva is a problem, mate, from yesterday. You had a chance to win that game. You might have actually gone on a run with momentum and when you take the lead there by passing that ball to Bronson Seri, but him not passing that ball and then knocking the ball on and then give the ball back to the Cowboys and then they go on to win the game by 13 plus is a problem. Matty Tomoko. Oh, dude, look at the defense. He's just gone straight through there. Matty Tomoko goes out to the left. Good tackle there from Keanu Kenny at the 20. It's looking like one of those games, Titans fans. I've seen this storyline before. I've seen this storyline well and truly before. Ethan Sanders gives it to Dane Laurie. Dane Laurie now taken down here at the 20 on third tackle. Honestly, I have got to the point where I think the Titans are doing it on purpose. Raiders at the 13 on fourth tackle. Fourth tackle here for Canberra. And Starling, he's going to go behind his own player there, which you're not allowed to do, but okay. Raiders get the ball to Kyle Weeks, and he'll be taken down. No, he gets the ball. Oh, it's one of those games. It's one of the games. I hate this team. I love this team, but I hate this team. Like, I'm sorry, Raiders fans. I can barely even give you credit right now because this team is just so pain-inducing to watch. This try should never be getting scored. This try should never be getting scored. They have missed about 100 tackles here. The Raiders are barely doing anything. The Titans are just doing this again to themselves. It should have been 6-6. And they allow the Raiders to go up the other end of the field and score straight away. The Raiders have scored both of their tries off of Titans knock-ons, which they've had 4 of in the first 14 minutes of this game. Like, they are pain-inducing. They really are the most painful team to watch. I know you Dragons fans, you're going to argue that it's Dragons, and I can agree with you in part. But you haven't had to deal with this same bullshit for the last ever. It's actually embarrassing. Like, this first 15 minutes has been some of the most embarrassing football I've seen in the early part of the season. And I've watched the Titans every week, the Dragons every week, the Eels when we scored 50 past them. This has been pathetic. Like, the Raiders haven't done anything spectacular. The Titans have fallen off. The Titans kicked the ball straight to Dane Laurie and then allowed him to run 35 metres because the line was completely broken after an awful kick from Ilias. Ilias with the knock-on and both of them with the knock-on that gave the free try to Simi Sasangi because he quite literally just pushed through a player at the 5. You drop the ball when you've got an open try line in Faimani and then allow them to run 95 metres. You couldn't write it. You're right. You know what? Who said it? Gary, you're right. I honestly got to the point where I think the Titans are doing it on purpose. They have to be doing it on purpose. There is no way that we're in this same bullshit every single week and they're not doing it on purpose. If they're not doing it on purpose, it's spectacular. It's spectacular. Is there still 65 minutes to go here? Sure. But the first 15 minutes here has been diabolical. Has been absolutely diabolical from a rugby league standard. Roosters' defence is pathetic. It is worse than pathetic, Ruth. It's worse than pathetic right now. Their attack is bad, but their defense, that was pathetic. Adam Theory says, who are we rooting for, boys? The Antarctic and Penguins, mate. Brenton says, this is enraging me as a neutral. I'm so glad, I'm so grateful. Corey Horsberg says, Sport of the 15. I'm so grateful as a content creator that I watch every game of every team. So I can at least watch some good rugby league elsewhere. I feel so sorry for Titans fans who are just Titans fans who watch this and watch this only. We've had 11 missed tackles in 15 minutes. We've nearly missed a tackle per minute. That's not even including ineffective tackles, mind you, that we'll go through at half time. We have probably got more bad tackles in the first 15 minutes than minutes that have been played. 4 tackle now for the Raiders at the 45. And he said the Dragons feel pain. Yes, but not as long term. But yes, not as long term, but yes. 5th tackle down to 40. And they'll give it to Ethan Sanders, and Sanders is going to whack this ball up. If we don't complete this set, you might see the ultimate crash out. Nelson says, doesn't matter who coaches them when they're doing this to themselves. They need the team is just not there. Josh needs to implement himself. He needs to remove the there's so much that needs. It's only been 16 minutes. But the first 16 minutes have warranted all this criticism. 4 tackle now to 30. So Copper says, Titans are knocking it on for a while, I agree. The basics of the receiver not giving the player passing the ball is diabolical. Simple back to under 8 passing and coaching needs to be looked at. And that's the thing. You can talk about all the cultural improvements. You can talk about all the positivity from all the players. 6 again for the Titans at the very least. Tino brings this ball to the 40. You can talk until the cows come home, which is what we've heard for 15 plus years now, nearly 20 years now. You can talk about it all you like from an organisational standpoint, but we get to see it when it comes onto the field. So if it's as positive as you're saying, Jojo Fafita, great run here. Jojo Fafita, great run here. He will get the knock on. Knock on. Are you knock on. You are off your rocker. You are off your rocker. Why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we watch this shit? Knock on after knock on. What's the completion rate? Is it fucking 10%? Is it 10% right now? It's a completion rate. It's going to be 3 from 7. It's going to be 42%, 40%. You're kidding yourselves. You are kidding yourselves. A6 Ankle says, I genuinely feel so bad for Titans fans. Multiple games of improvement towards their defense just to come back to reality. Oh, 100%. Corey Horsberg, Ethan Sanders. Because the Raiders aren't doing anything special. And their attack's not been great this year either. Like, it's embarrassing. It really is. It's embarrassing. But then again, we're always embarrassing the Coast. 4 tackle. At least the Gold Coast is the most beautiful damn well place. But the club, my gosh. Ethan Sanders to Kaya Weeks, and are we going to make a tackle? We made a tackle. Well done. It was Jojo, though, so of course he's going to make a tackle. He's always great, and it's been great here today, too, to be fair. So they'll kick this ball up, and knocked back here from the Raiders. Jed Stewart gets it across to Starling. Starling gets it away, kicks it through. If that had been a knock-on, I might have turned the stream off. I might have turned the stream off. I might have done it. Second tackle here at the 13 of the Titans. Oh, dude, I'm going to lose my mind. Philip Sami is going to be at the 15 on third tackle. Helen Keller would play better. Helen Keller should be our captain, mate. Fourth tackle for the Titans, and they're going to be at the 15. Now they're not even making meters. Oh, this is humiliating. It is humiliating to watch. Fourth tackle, Sam Verrill, Satino Fa'asul Malawi, and they'll be at the 20 on fifth tackle now. It makes you feel any better it was first tackle. Shut up, Daz. Shut up. Jaden Campbell kicks this one down here to the 20, and they'll now bring it out through Sevilio Tamalo to the 35 on first tackle. As if please don't do it. Please don't do it. Like, you've been in the grand final in 2014 and 2012, man. Please don't try to give me this sad sap about like the Titans and the Dogs are on the same level, bro. Please don't. Second tackle, now 6 again, and it's Sebastian Chris. He gets this ball to the 50 on first tackle. As he says, maybe they'll bounce back second half like they did the last game. The issue is that the Titans could still win this game. There is still 61 minutes to go here, but they have been pathetic. They have been disgusting to watch in this first 19 minutes. So this is why we are reacting this way. If they change it around, great, but that won't remove this first 20 minutes of play where they look like an under 10 football team. So whilst there is still an entire chance for this game to turn around, the Raiders are known as the favourites for a reason. The fact of the matter is that this first 20 minutes has been diabolical. So I'm not under any disillusion that they could not come back here. They definitely could. I just don't have confidence in it right now because of what I've watched in the first 20. But 20 minutes gone here, guys. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Eels Warriors after this, and then Broncos Roosters. The Raiders kick it up. Jed Stewart catches it, and he'll lose the ball. So it's going to be Titans ball. AJ Brimson at the 5, pushes off of Morgan Smithies, and he'll get this ball to the 10 on 0 tackle. Sleeside says, KO Weeks need to start doing some full-field tries. What? Clownmate says, yep, and you've just been timed out by a Dogs fan with that comment. Brenton says, all the Raiders doing in this game is completing sets. Please, Titans, take note. It's the exact same thing with the Cowboys, though. The Cowboys just need to complete their sets in their games. You know, and when they don't, they go and lose by, 38 points to 6 or whatever it is to the Manly Eagles. The Raiders, all they need to do is complete their sets. It's going to be a kick on third tackle here from Jaden Campbell. Okay, Raiders get the ball here at the 20 through KO Weeks in the middle, and the Raiders will be at the 35. Okay, on the kick, sure. David says, Raiders must be doing something right there, winning. Titans better off giving their players to the Bears. Fuck up, idiot. Second tackle now for the Raiders. They're going to be at the 45. 19 minutes to go here the first half. Ben says, why kick on third tackle? Because they're trying to get space for themselves right now. Third tackle now at the 50. Oh boy, I hate watching my team. Okay, Weeks goes right on through. Look at the tackles. They actually are pathetic, bro. They actually are pathetic, man. They actually are pathetic, man. Like they are pathetic. They actually are pathetic. Unfortunately, I support an actually pathetic team. 1 second. We support the most pathetic team, seriously. Kick on third or knock on fourth. Exactly right. Either kick it on third or knock it on fourth right now, man. Barnes says that was bad. Yeah, this whole game's just been bad, man. The Titans are awful. The Titans are absolutely awful. We know this, though, unfortunately. Just a reminder, guys, this is a Titans game. You are going to see my emotions completely go up and down with the team. So these streams are very different to the other ones, but gee whiz, this is bad. This Titans team is bad, bro. Like their completion rate right now, well, apparently it's now up. By the way, Raiders are at 100%, but the Titans are at 60% on the completion rate. I'm surprised that that's the case. I'm surprised they're above 50%. That's so poor from Adam Mahal. It is bad, bro. This whole game has just been absolutely pathetic. Got JC captain on fantasy. Might regret that. It's such a strange conundrum too, because it can't be just a coach. It can't just be a coach issue, considering all the coaches they've gone through. Must be an entire organisational issue. I've been saying it for years, Risa. I've been saying it for years, man. It's not the coaches. Des wasn't even allowed to actually implement his full team. But also, you can't blame Josh Hannah. He's only been here for 8 rounds, 9 rounds now, man. And Ethan Sanders will miss the kick. So it will stay 16-0 to the Raiders with 17 minutes to go here the first half. Jador says need a hoe off at the moment. Yeah. Right now, man, this whole team is just in a shambles. Yeah, it's disappointing, man. I'm angry with this one. Like in other games, I've been disappointed in the team. Like I'm angry with the team here today. To be fair, you'd think they'd get up for Cleese Haas' 67th game milestone. Well, it's like milestones have never been a big thing at the club. Bo Firma today, his 100th game. It's Philip Sami's 150th game, and Cleese Haas has obviously done that 67 thing. But you know, they never get up for him. They're not like a team like the Roosters or say Panthers or a Storm of the past where they would just get up for a drop ball from the Raiders, goes back to 15. They're not like this. It just never has been a thing where they'll go and win on a milestone game. And look at that. They allow 10 minutes on a post contact to Matty Tomoko. Jeez, I tell you what, I'm a strong-willed individual to be able to sit back and stream these games week in, week out. KO week, 6 again here for the Raiders. They're going to be at the 45. Thomas says, why would I trade in for Keanu? I'm actually a vegetable. Well, because Keanu is great. It's just that this team is in a really poor situation right now. Like, I genuinely thought we'd win this game too, unfortunately. I genuinely did, but I just didn't remember. I forgot about how bad we can be. Third tackle now at the 33. KO Weeks after Simi Sasangi. Matty Tomoko, he'll be at the 20 on fourth tackle now. They can pull it back. Again, tell you, bro, there's still 56 minutes to go here. Yes, they can pull it back, but the criticism is still justified for what we've seen so far. That doesn't mean that they can't turn it around. We can't get excited for them turning it around, but also the criticism for the first 25 minutes will remain. Even if they were to come back and win this game, the first 25 minutes is still the first 25 minutes. It still happened, so we will still criticise it justly as it's been seen. The Raiders go up for it, but Philip Sami, he's been good under the high ball here today, at least Philip Sami. That's going to be first tackle for the Titans in the 10. Sione, are you here for any other purpose other than to just talk shit, or you going to actually involve yourself in a conversation other than just talking shit for the sake of it? Second tackle now for the Titans, and they're at the 13. They give it across to AJ Brimson, and Brimson's going to be at the 20. Okay, says, why do we look so unfit? Yes, I get defending is fatigue, but come on, everyone hands on hips, no one getting back 10. They don't look like they're up for this game at all, the Titans, and they just don't. Now, Mwaki Fodawaker, he'll bring this ball out to the 30 on fifth tackle. Oh my gosh, I hate how the referee keeps saying to go back. He actually gained an extra metre there by being told to go back. That tells you everything. I ain't talking shit at all. It's straight facts, though. Issue is that every single comment is that you're just trying to shit and shit and shit on the club. Like, at the end of the day, there are people here who are criticising the Titans, and that's rightfully so. I'm criticising the Titans, but you haven't put a single comment that isn't trying to get a reaction out of me, and that's why it's going to be a Titans penalty here at the 45. We'll take that. We'll take that. So that's why I reply to you and tell you to fuck up, because it's clear that you're just trying to get a reaction out of me. And here's your reaction, man. I hope you're having a good old circle jerk around it, right? But yeah, they're going to time you out because you're only here to get the reaction, man. That's the only reason you're making those comments. So you can eat a dick with the straight facts, and we're going to get back into the game. 14 minutes to go here in the first half. Titans with the ball at the 30. It's not like I'm unaware of where this team is at right now, but just involve yourself in a conversation outside of just using the same old repetitive shit-talking comments to try and get a reaction. You're going to get a reaction regardless. Second tackle here for the Titans, and Cooper Bayer is going to be 20 metres away here from the line. 14 minutes to go here in the first half. We need to score here, repeat a set. We just need something here, man. We need something to go away. Mwaki Fodawaker to Lachlan Elias. Elias to Bo Firma, and Bo Firma is going to be 10 minutes away here from the line. Oh, he's lost the ball, has he? Oh, it's a penalty for a strip, thank God. Thank God, because that was nearly a second knock on there from... I was nearly a knock on. Amasa says, if the Titans can hold the ball, they are almost guaranteed to score. I don't know about that, man. Our attack's not been good this year, but again, we should have had a try, but we knocked it on when it was 1-0. Sam Verrills at the 5. He gives it to Mikey Fodawaker, and Fodawaker is going to go straight through, and I think he may have scored. Has he scored? Has he gone down? Has he gone down? Has he gone down? No, Grant Atkins is going to say no. They're going to say he's held up here. Grant Atkins is right on the spot. Like I just realised, Mikey Fodawaker breaks the all-time games for Titans in round 12 against the Seagulls and Manly. Yeah, fair enough. So Mo may have scored here, but I'm pretty certain he's been held up. And like at least we'll still have the ball as long as he doesn't knock it on. Yeah, no, he'll be held up here. That's good work from Simi Sasanga to wrap the ball up. That's really good work from Simi Sasanga. Unless he goes down here. Nah, you can't see the ball go down. This will be a no try. It'll be held up and it'll go back to the 10 on second tackle. Ah, boy. They have good players. Time to mould. They'll come right. There's a lot of work that needs to be done on the Gold Coast, man. Yeah, ball always remains up. That's fine. It's a no try. Average set distance is currently 26 metres, 48 metres for the Raiders. Yeah, that proves it right there, Adam Fury. 25 metres and below is pathetic to the stream off. 25 to 30 is disgusting. 30 to 35 is underwhelming. 35 to 40 is hit the marker. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic. And 50 plus is basically perfect. If they're at 26 metres right now, the Titans, that tells you how low that is. That is getting close to the pathetic turn the stream off category. So they give it to Tina Fasul Malawi at the back into lock on Ilias. Ilias off to AJ Brimson. Brimo. Philip Sami. Come on! Come on, Philip Sami. Try time. Fire up. Phil's been good today. Try time for the Titans, and it is 16 points to 4 with 13 minutes to go here the first half. Good try there for the Titans. Get around your Jazz to Matea. Get around you. Try time for Philip Sami. Dragons fans, you should be excited about that. He's off to you guys next year, but 16-4 to the Raiders with the kit to come to the Gold Coast, and now it's back to a 12-point game. Come on. It's not JoJo. That is not JoJo, Clown, mate. That is not JoJo. That's the other side of the field. 16-16 coming this half. Look, I hope so, man. Like when we've been down here, like we should have 12. Well, this isn't a guarantee for a conversion, and that wasn't guaranteed for a conversion. But we should have a guaranteed 8 points already. But Faimani dropped the ball cold by himself out in the wing when he had nobody in front of him for the first try, which would have made it 6-6. And obviously we went down 16-0, but you know, like based off of what we've done here, like we could have had the 2 tries, but we didn't. But it's just been such a painful first 28 minutes. But at least we got to try for it. Tahi says he told you to start the game. But what do you mean told you, Tahi? I replied to you in the same way, saying I know the Titans could come back and win this game, and there's a long way to go in this game. You know, I'm very well aware of how this sport works. That doesn't mean the first 25 minutes doesn't exist, though. The first 25 minutes still exists. The knock-ons, the completion rate being poor, the drop ball when they should have scored a try against nobody, that all still exists. So the criticism is still there, but I always will maintain, and if you go back to all throughout this stream so far, I've said every single time, there is still a long way to go in this game, and Jaden Campbell will get the kick at 16 points to 6 with 11 minutes to go. I'm not one of these casual viewers who will just say the game's over, we're done. Like, the game wasn't over and we're not done, but the criticism is still there for that first 25 minutes of play. Slow start, but even the snail beat the bunny. Let's go. As he says, Raiders defence at times of the season can be suspected. Raiders defence is the second worst defence in the comp this year. Titans, if they lock in a few sets, they can score 3 or 4 tries easily if they hold the ball and stop making stupid errors. Yeah, sure, yeah. Well, Phil Sami is on 75 tries with the Titans, which is second behind Anthony Don on 85. Flames on Game says, which stadium would you recommend is great for someone to visit for a game in the NRL? I loved going to the Waz. I loved going to Mount Smart. Combank is good, but they play sound speaker for crowd noise. Seabus is beautiful, but if you want to go to Rugby League Heartland, it's always going to be Suncorp. It's always going to be Suncorp. Second tackle now at the 13. 11 minutes to go here the first half. And Cooper Bai brings it out to the 30 on third tackle. They need to keep targeting Jed Stewart, so I agree with you, Nelson. Hello World Stadium. Yeah, don't know about that, Blake. Don't know about that one, mate. Aspects says Anthony Don was my favourite rivalry player because of the old vlogs. Favourite rivalry player? Because of the old vlogs. We had Donnie on the channel all the time, didn't we? Don, what a man. Get around your Shannon Martin. Appreciate you subscribing. You are subscribing in the most passionate of games, like in the most passionate of streams. Like we do every game here, but obviously I'm a Titans fan, so you are subscribing at the most passionate time of the weekend. 11 minutes to go to the first half. Tino gets his ball to the 38, and that's going to be 6 again on fourth tackle. Okay, change of momentum here, Gold Coast. Mwaki Fodawaker is going to be at the 50. First tackle, 10 minutes to go to the first half. Guys, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Please change my mood, Gold Coast. Hold the ball and please do something with it. Keep it wide with a great offload to Sam Verrills. Off to Tina Fasul Malawi. Fasul Malawi, then off to Jojo Fafita. Jojo nearly goes through the line. He's going to be at the 35 on second tackle. Come on, we're going to be in a good attacking range here. Faimani off to Jaden Campbell. Campbell now to Tenafasu Malawi. He rolls to the 30 on third tackle. Big chance. Big chance. Cooper by to Lachlan Ilias. Ilias at the back. Keanu Kenny. Good tackle there from Sebastian Chris. Locks him down to the 24 before he could get away. Couple of the Kiwi internationals there. They give it to Mikey Fodawaker to Cooper by to Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell out to the right. Jojo Fafita. Jojo nearly goes through. Good run though. 15 metres away. Fit tackle. Come on, a good kick here. We haven't been great in the attack in 20 this season so far. Faimani to Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell kicks it across here. Good readjustment by Phil. Phil, it's knocked on by Jet Stewart. Come on. AJ Brimson, that's a try time for the Titans, and we are back into it, 16-10. Sorry, guys, I got so excited that I knocked out my headset. It's 16-10 with a kick to come. Come on, baby. Jet Stewart knock on, and AJ Brimson gets the try time. 16-10 kick to come. Oh, boy. I need to find a way to put this into an area that I'm not jumping all over it because I did that yesterday too, where I got so excited for a try that I knocked it out. But AJ Brimson will score, and the Titans are back into this game. It shows if they can hold on to the ball, they can do something with it. Sione says, can I get unmuted, bro? I'm here to enjoy the game. You were only timed out for 5 minutes, man. It's just to get you back onto the same track. You're all good. You just got to realise on Titans games, man, obviously it's a lot more intense, a lot more heated and whatnot. So if I'm just seeing constant shit about the Titans, like I'm obviously talking my own shit about the Titans, and we are getting the criticism in the chat and whatnot, but I noticed the trend. So it's just about get involved in the conversation, man. Have a good time, have a good fun. But it's only 5 minutes for the timeout. But at 16-10 with a kick to come here for the Titans. It's going to be right in front. No, it's not. It's going to be a bunker. They're going to say potentially a knock on from Phil Sami here. Potentially a knock on from Phil Sami. But it does show that when we go down this side of the field that we can attack. So if they've gone up to the bunker, it ultimately means it's just going to be a no try here. And yeah, it touches his left hand. It's a knock on. It's a knock on. Very lucky there for the Raiders, but it will be a knock on. Titans, the Raiders will get the ball at 10. It'll be no try. Unlucky there, Gold Coast. No, it's fine. It's fine because usually when I go, like I'm moving like this and then like it, because it was coming down to this side, so I would knock it out. But it's right. 16-6 here with 9 minutes and 50 to go. They added a minute back on the clock. Demo good. Go again, boys. Well, it just shows we've been down here 3 times and we should have scored 3 times. Anyway, second tackle now for the Raiders. They're at the 25. And the Raiders are going to go to Corey Horsburgh, who's going to be at the 30 on third tackle. Honestly, last 10 minutes have been good for the Titans. Hold the ball, they can score. If they hold the ball, we've got the momentum right now. If they hold the ball, we've been dominating when we've got the ball. But we knock the ball on a million times, which is allowing the Raiders to just go through. And when the Raiders are getting opportunities at our line, they're breaking through our tackles. Our tackles are pathetic today. But when we've actually got the ball, we've looked really good at times, except for the run meters. They haven't been great. But whenever we've been in the attack in 20, we've actually kind of scored. Not, we haven't, but we have. You know what I mean? Titans Faimani will get the ball here at the 10, and he'll bring it out to the 13 now on first tackle. Nate says, start a GoFundMe for a cordless set. Yeah, fair call. Second tackle now at the 15. And they will go to the left-hand side off to Lachlan Ilias, and Ilias is going to be here at the 22 with 8.5 minutes to go here of the first half. Sorry, I had a little bit of a distraction just then. It's all good. Third tackle now at the 25. And goes Sam Verrills off to Philip Sami, and Sami now is going to be at the 40 on fourth tackle. Titans will win and Raiders will plummet to the bottom. Well, look, Katrina, hopefully on the Titans' sake. Jaden Campbell, short ball to Adamaho, and he's going to be at the 48 now on fifth tackle. What do you mean again? Sam Verrills gives it to Jaden Campbell, and Jaden Campbell will whack this ball down to the 15. He doesn't really know where it is, but he grabs it, and he'll take it now to the 25 on first tackle. 8 minutes to go. Sadly, the bottom belongs to the Dragons. The Dragons only. Well, still pretty close, but yeah, the Dragons are very much the ones on the well and truly bottom as we currently speak. They get it to Jed Stewart, and Jed Stewart. Oh, he's lost the ball. Come on. He's lost the ball. Titans Bo Firma. And Bo Firma's going to be 40 metres out here from the line. 0 tackle. Beautiful knock on. And they get off to Philip Sami, and Philip Sami now on first tackle. He's going to be at the 34, 7.5 minutes left here in the first half. They roll it back here to Sam Verrills, off to Cooper Bai. Cooper Bai to Mikey Fodawaker, and Fodawaker is second tackle here at the 25. 7 minutes to go. They roll it back to Sam Verrills. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Cooper Bai. Tino offloads it. Lachlan Ilias. Oh, he's lost the ball. Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. The knock-ons are insane. Oh my gosh, the knock-ons are insane, bro. The knock-ons are insane, bro. Oh, the knock-ons are insane. So Tino, it's a bad. Like I understand. Like Ilias probably still should have got that, to be fair, but it was a risky offload that didn't come off, unfortunately. Like we're pumping the line, but for some reason we just Sebastian Chris, shut your mouth, man. Shut your mouth. I was looking good. Look, it was a pretty fun offload from Tino at the very least, but unfortunately it just went just in front of the hands of Ilias. And now Sevelio Tamale brings this ball here to the 35 on second tackle. And they'll go now left-hand side to Joe Tarpany, and Tarpany is going to be at the 40 on third tackle. Greg says Titans are good at dropping balls. Yeah, we're very well aware of that, man. As it says, the knock-ons keep cursing the Titans. To the right, now Jaden Braley back to Corey Horsburgh. Horsburgh to Simi Sasangi. And Sasangi, who scored a double already, will get this ball to the 45 on fourth tackle. Tom Starling, he gets inside the attacking half, and no one wants to tackle him. They finally get him down to the 40. Fifth tackle, 47-metre gain, so pretty good set there. That's a really good set from the Raiders. Very high on the kick. It's going to be Dane Laurie, knock on. Okay, Titans ball to 25. At least we have slowed it down from allowing the Raiders to have it all their way in the first 20 from our own mistakes. Oh, what's happening here? Glenn Atkins is telling a Raiders player to come off the field or something. Jaden Braley, I think he's blood bin. I think he has to come off and, yeah, fix his ear. Yeah, he's got a bleeding left ear at the moment. So they're going to have to change the jersey because it's got blood all over it. Titans look deadly in the Raiders' territory, but their application and sets have been error-riddled, and unlike Brimson, no try, which probably was fair. No, it was definitely fair. Philip Sami does touch the ball for a knock-on. But Phil's been good today. I've really liked what Phil's done this season, to be fair. Obviously, off to the Dragons next year. Phil with the ball now. He'll bring this ball out here to the 35 on second tackle. 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Roll it back to Sam Verrills, off to Mwaki Fodawaker. Fodawaker to Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell goes at himself and taken down to the 45. Good run, though. A try before half-time would be massive, man. It would be absolutely massive if we could do it. Keep it by. Great run. He's right through. Go Coups. Go Coups. Taken down to the 10. Oh, he's lost the ball. Oh my gosh, this Titans team, bro. Like, they do good things and then lose the ball. You can't ride it, man. You can't ride it. It was Jaden Braley who was injured, Katrina. Cooper Bai makes a 40-metre break and then loses the ball. Oh, man. Jaden Braley at lock will do me. It's interesting. But all right, so 4 minutes to go now of the first half, and the Raiders with the ball at their own 10. I tell you what, Raiders fans, what are your thoughts on this game? Like, at the end of the day, you have scored your tries early doors, but like they really have directly come off the back of the Titans. And then what's happened in this last 15 minutes? It's like the Raiders have gone to sleep. Like, they could definitely go and score a try before halftime, knowing full well what the Titans do, but I'm confused why the Raiders haven't just been able to go on and just pick us off, considering our confidence was well down. We were knocking on the ball every set. Like, just ridiculous. We've had so many try-scoring chances bombed. Absolutely. Offload there from Tarpany to Tom Starling, and then the Raiders will be taken down here at the 35. They give it off to Ethan Sanders, and Sanders is going to put that ball up into the air. Please catch this. Well, that's going to be touched by the Raiders. This might be backwards. Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's a great tackle. That is a fantastic tackle from Lachlan Ilias at the very least. He's had an awful game today, Ilias. Oh, it's a penalty of the Raiders. Oh, no. Oh, it was offside, was it? Who's offside? Who's offside? Who's offside? Is it Ilias offside, is it? If I'm the Raiders, I'd take the 2 here to make it 18 points to 6. Oh, no, they're on the left-hand wing, so it wasn't. Obstructing kick chase, so it must have been escort then. No, it wasn't Ilias with the offside penalty. He actually made the try-saving tackle. First tackle now, I would bank on the Raiders to score here. The Titans' defence is... Oh, my gosh. Luckily, Raiders knocked the ball on. Luckily, the Raiders knocked the ball on, man. Jeez, that's lucky because I would have banked on the Raiders to score. Our defense has been pathetic today. However, luckily Tarpany just drops this ball cold. This is a pure matchup between two bottom four teams right now. Taylor, two halves this first 40 minutes. Yeah, 100%. But the Titans haven't been able to score with their bucket loads of opportunities, and I'm talking bucket loads of opportunities. The thing goes, if they could just do the simple task of holding the ball, they'd be winning here. So frustrating to watch, but this game is still very winnable. It's still very winnable. But they just don't know how to score, even though they've got some great opportunities to score. Should have taken the two. They couldn't really make cover. It was on the left-hand touchline. It's a ridiculous two to take. If they were a little bit closer infield, I think they would have taken the two. Now the Titans, it's going to be Oliver Pascoe who comes on the field. He brings this ball here to the 35 on third tackle. And Ilias off to Mikey for a wake at Tino. Tino at the back now. Jaden Campbell off to Keanu. Keanu. Taken down to the 50. Good run though. He gets the offload away. The tackle was still being made. What do you mean? How was that a completed tackle? How was that a completed tackle, Atkins? Jaden Campbell off to Fodawaker. And Fodawaker is going to beat 45. That's the issue with that. It's like he's still moving. The Raiders player is still trying to make the tackle. You haven't called it complete, but then you call it complete when it's like if it's just such a strange thing because we could have been penalised for that on the same thing. It's just like, well, the tackle was still moving and you hadn't even called it yet. Second tackle here for the Raiders at the 35. Jaden Campbell will not be fullback for the Gold Coast Titans, correct? Simi Sasangi to the 40 on third tackle. This looks like it's going to be the halftime score here of 16 points to 6. 50 seconds to go here in the first half. They go to the right, and the Raiders now will be at the 45 on fourth tackle now. 40 seconds left here in the first half. Off to Adamariota, and he's going to be fifth tackle at the 42. Do they think about a 2-point field goal here to try and get it up by... No, they go to the right, underneath the sand, it's a Laurie, Dane Laurie. Oh my gosh, they've given up a try at halftime, have they? That's 4 pass. Either way, we stopped the try beforehand. Oh my gosh. Well, it was a 4 pass there that they did miss, but luckily the Titans come up clutch and prevent the try with Jojo Fifita and Jaden Campbell there because the Raiders nearly just probably would have ended the game with a try there at halftime. But luckily we stopped it. It's a nice work play from Ethan Sanders, Dane Laurie back to Tom Starling, but it's actually Adam Mahau who stops Tom Starling and then Ko Weeks, where it's Jaden Campbell who makes a try-saving tackle there. But I did think there was a 4 pass involved, but good scramble from the Titans regardless. Well, halftime is 16-6 to the Raiders. What a weird half, man. That is a strange half, man. Wowee. 16 points to 6 at halftime. We're going to go through the stats. Just give me one moment here. I'm just going to quickly go sort something out, guys. So hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. I'll be back in like literally a couple minutes time and we'll run through the stats. Keep getting involved in the chat. All right, we're back. We are back. We moving? Yeah, we are. All right, let's get into the stats here, guys. So I just had to quickly sort something out. Well, this is an interesting game, isn't it? This is a pure bottom four matchup at the moment. This is a pure bottom four matchup, but at least the Titans turned around from one of the worst 20 minutes I've nearly seen in my life to at least a positive 20 minutes where they just weren't able to finish off on their tries. They just weren't able to actually score them. But at the end of the day, the second 20 was far better for the Gold Coast Titans than the first 20, where it was pathetic. So it's going to be interesting reading through these stats here, but let's go through it. Obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. The Titans on 6, the Raiders on 16. This is Super Stadium on the Gold Coast. Now, Phil Sami scored a try, a bunch of absolute butchered tries from the Titans. But Phil Sami's got one, and Jaden Campbell with the conversion, whilst the Raiders, they're 16 with Simi Sasangi, and Ko Weeks, but Ethan Sanders has got 2 out of the 3 conversions. We'll go to the possession. 44% possession to the Titans, 56% possession to the Raiders. Most of that possession will be coming from a completion rate that's not even at 70% right now, but the Raiders do have more of the ball right now by about 12%. Time of possession. This is very healthy for the Raiders. 15 minutes and 10 seconds to the Canberra, 11:55 for the Titans. But again, a lot of that is coming from the fact that they're not dropping the ball much, whilst the Titans are dropping the ball a ridiculous amount. That is 26, nearly 27, actually is over 27 minutes worth of time in possession. That is very significant. That is a really healthy number there. So at least we're getting to watch some rugby league, and we're not seeing too many stoppages. The completion rate, you're looking for a minimum 80%. The completion rate for the Titans is at 68% right now, 13 from 19. It's not good enough. It's not at 70%. It's 12% below the marker of 80%, and there's no surprise why they're losing a game when the opposite team has 85% in comparison. So they're above the marker. The Titans are not only below the marker, but well below the marker. The Raiders are at 85 for 18 from 21, so pretty good in regards to that one. We move to the runs. 77 runs here for the Titans for 707 run meters, which means that they are 70 meters. No, they're 63 run meters behind the 10 meters on average per run that you're looking for. So that is okay, but it's not great. It's okay, though. It's not too far behind the 10 meters on average per run that you're looking for. Whilst for the Raiders, they're above it. 100 runs for 1,044 run meters. They're 44 meters above the 10 meters on average that you're looking for. So there's 23 runs separating here. The Titans, with those extra 23 runs, probably situate themselves around the 900 to 940 mark, which would mean the Raiders are still up by about 80 or so, maybe even 100 or so, which means that they're still winning that run meter department. It makes sense, but the first 20 minutes, that run meter department would have been, I think it was like 650 to, I think it was 650 to like 300 in the first 20, and now the Titans have gotten about 400 meters since then, and same thing with the Raiders there. So it's not like the Titans defense has improved at all in this second 20, but obviously their meters have improved, and they've been able to actually get themselves into the game. The post-contact meters is 369 here for the Raiders to the 291 for the Titans. Quite interesting here, because 23 runs probably get you to about 340, 350 maybe generous 350, but 340, 350, which would mean that the Raiders are up by about 20 meters still. So they're still winning the post-contact for sure, but it's not as far as it does suggest with the 23 less runs. The line breaks, though, this is what's killing the Gold Coast. 5 line breaks to the Raiders, 2 line breaks to the Titans. Shows the Titans' defense has just been absolutely poor statistically, and what we've watched with our own eyes has also been extremely poor. So it doesn't surprise me at all there. We move to the tackle breaks. 24 tackle breaks to the Raiders, 22 tackle breaks to the Titans. That's a lot of missed tackles from both of these teams. Both of them. They're missing a bucket load of tackles right now, which is, pretty concerning there overall. But we'll get to the missed tackles in a second. The average set distance, though, and this has risen dramatically. So we had someone in the chat tell us before that the Titans were sitting at 26. And the Raiders would like 46 or something like that for the average set distance. Now, if you don't know, 25 metres and below is pathetic. Turn the stream off. 25 to 30 is disgusting. 30 to 35 is underwhelming. 35 to 40 is hitting the marker. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic. And 50 plus is basically perfect. The Titans are at 37.23. So this has risen from 26 in the first 20 to the second 20 now being at 37.23. Which means you probably, for that last 20, you do back in heavily. You back in heavily the... Okay, yeah, sweet. All good. You do say that the Titans, probably that last 20, it rose dramatically, where that has just obviously boosted from that 26. So 37.24 is hitting the marker. It's doing the job at an okay rate. You're not too unhappy with it. Whilst the average set distance for the Raiders is 49.74, which is very good. That's great. It's ultimately perfect. Anything 50 plus is basically perfect. The Titans are giving them everything right now. 49.74 is fantastic. You go to the average play the ball speed, 3.84 seconds here for the Titans, 3.26 seconds for the Raiders. The play the ball speed for the Raiders is extremely fast, right? Well, not extremely fast. 3.19 and below is extremely fast. 3.2 to 3.39 is fast. 3.4 to 3.59 is average. 3.6 to 3.79 is slow. And 3.8 and above is extremely slow. So the Raiders are at a fast level. The Titans are in an extremely slow level. Their play the ball speed right now is not good enough. I think you need to bring on Oliver Pascoe to get some speed into this game from a Titans perspective, because that is really slow. You're not seeing in the NRL you're not seeing that in the NRL much. 3.84 seconds is not good enough in regards to play the ball speed, and you're getting done for pace as we speak. Then you go to the offloads, 5 for the Raiders, 3 for the Titans, pretty regular rate for the Raiders. 3 for the Titans is not too much, they're not getting the ball away too much. Kick defusal, 55% for the Titans, 50% here for the Raiders. And then we go to the effective tackle percentage, and both these teams, not good, but that is because we saw those tackle breaks before, and there is a lot of missed tackles here. So in the effective tackle percentage, 85% below is awful, 85% to 88% is underwhelming, 88% to 90% is hitting the marker, and 90% above is basically perfect. The Titans are at 86.7%, so they're not hitting the marker right now. They're in the underwhelming category. 189 tackles made is above the typical 160 to 180. 24 missed tackles is above the average of 15 to 17, so 7 more missed tackles than the highest of the average, and the ineffective tackles is 5. So that's on the average of 5 to 7. That's a normal rate. So 29 bad tackles in the first half is not spectacular, and that's why it's underwhelming. It's not awful, but it's not spectacular because the Titans have still had to make a lot of tackles in 189. But the Raiders, they're even less. They're at 85.71%, but that can be seen by watching the game. 156 tackles made is actually under the typical of 160 to 180. So Titans are over, Raiders are under, but yet the Raiders have a similar amount of missed tackles with 22. So it's only 5 above the missed tackle count, but only is a weird word to use there. 5 missed tackles above the average of 15 to 17. 2 less than the Titans. Ineffective tackles of 4, which is 1 underneath the average, but also only 1 underneath the Titans, and that is with 33 less tackles made. So defensively, the Titans have, on an effective tackle percentage, which is an individual metric, not a team collective metric, have actually done better here. But the reason why the Raiders are getting it all their way right now is due to those errors that we're about to get to right now. 7 errors for the Titans is the awful category. 3 and below is really good. 4 to 6 is average. 7 and above is awful. Titans are at awful at 7. Raiders at 4 is on the lowest of the average. It's getting close to the really good category of 3 and less. So that's telling you the story of this game right now. Because if you're watching it, you know the game is well and truly on, but it's just those errors that are killing the Titans as per usual. You had the penalties conceded 3-1 to the Raiders. It's getting up there for the Raiders, to be fair, but it's nothing insane, but it's getting up there. Ruck infringements is 2-1 against the Raiders, and inside 10 metres is 1-0 against the Titans, 1-0 on report for the Raiders. So ultimately, if the Titans can hold on to the ball here, they've still got an absolute chance to come back into this game, but the confidence from that first 20 just really hit me for 6. Raiders fans, ignore this because this isn't a shot directed at you. This is a shot more so directed at the Titans when I say what I'm about to say. The Raiders haven't done anything special to be up 16-6 here. The Titans have just been that bad to give up that 16 points in that first 20 minutes, through that knock-on, through the drop ball, basically over the line for the try, through the knock-on 10 metres out from their own line that gave a free try to the Raiders as well by literally just rolling through a very simple missed tackle. You know, it's been really poor in that first 20. But since then, the Titans have clearly gained the momentum and had a bucket load of attacking opportunities, but then continue to knock the ball on. Cooper Bye makes a 40-metre breakaway. There's a knock-on. You know, there's a knock-on down the right-hand side of the field. We kick the ball on the third tackle. It's just, we're continuously losing the game ourselves. We should be doing better here. Based off of what we've seen this last 20, the Titans should be doing better. But unfortunately, they don't know how to win. They need to figure out how to win, and they could still win here today, but they're not playing like a team that knows how to win right now because they're folding under the pressure. And there isn't even that much pressure from the Raiders. You're folding under your own pressure. Granted, the Raiders are not dropping the ball, but if they don't drop the ball, they just go on to win the game. As long as they complete at a basic level, the Titans are trying too much. and they're just not good enough at the moment. So hopefully they can turn around the second half. The Raiders are known for fading. So are the Titans, though, to be fair, but usually the Titans are actually better chasing than they are to holding a lead, funnily enough, and the Raiders are probably... Well, there's no kind of difference between them leading and chasing, to be fair. They can chase, and they can hold out and grind it out, but I don't know how to call the second half, man, because that last 20 gave you confidence for the Titans, but the first 20 just makes you want to headbutt a brick wall. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see how the second half goes. I'm excited to hopefully see us hold the ball. That's all I want to see. But yeah, it's been a hard to read first half, is what I would say. The Raiders are about to come back out in the field and so are the Titans. Adam says Titans drastically improved their average set distance from 26 minutes 15 minutes ago to 26 metres 15 minutes ago to 37 metres at half time. Raiders went from 48 to nearly 50 at the moment. Well, they went up 1 metre, yeah. So the Titans have obviously improved in that last 20. But if you look at it from this perspective, 26 metres in the first on average in the first 20 to 36 metres on average across the first 40 means that they were basically getting to around the 45 to 50 mark for that last 20. But because of that really bad first 20 minutes of the 26, it brings it down to that 36. So I'd probably say the last 20, they were averaging maybe more, so 43 to 46 is what I would say, which is why it's bumped up to that 36 there across the entirety of the 40. Do you understand what I'm trying to say there? Because that's a hard kind of point to make. You have to include that first 20 with that average, and then for them to rise an extra 11 metres means that they're pretty much getting an extra 20 metres, but that first 20 is kind of taken away. Do you get what I mean? Tay says, I still can't see a reasonable reason why we're stuck on a timeout. I don't know. I'll tell you if I time you out. I didn't time you out. Did Leaguey swears I tipped the Raiders, but Titans are definitely still in it. They're still in it. They're still in it. Envy says, so if your life was on the line, who would you choose to win from this point right now? Very easy game to lose your life on, is what I would say in response to that. Obviously, I'm a Titans fan, so I'm going to have that bias. But like, if you're telling me to put my life on the line, I guess if you're putting your life on your line head-wise, you have to go with the Raiders. But it's not a confident pick, man. Like, you'd probably either way, there's a good chance of losing your life based off of that one, to be fair. But the second half has started, and Keanu Kenny will get the ball here for the Titans, and Mawaki Fodawaker is going to bring this ball to the 10 on first tackle. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and right after this, we will have the New Zealand Warriors taking on the Parramatta Squeals. Even if Titans loses, at least you know they beat the bye, unlike the Dragons. Well, we beat the Dragons. We did beat the Dragons in a really awful game, but we got the dub, so I don't really care. Third tackle now for the Titans. They're going to get this ball here to the 30. He says, Titans are running some good lines, but aren't holding the ball, ending in errors. That's the reason they're losing the game, because of the errors. That's literally the reason why they're losing this game. Keanu Kenny to Ilias. This is a great 60-metre set here. Bo nearly drops the ball, but he gets the ball to the 40. It's a fantastic 60-metre set. So since that 20-minute mark, the Titans... 61 metres gain. The Titans are making a lot more metres at the moment. Goes up in a good area. It's going to be allowed to bounce. The ball's going to bounce backwards. Jed Stewart gets it, but he'll be taken down to the 5. Okay, good field position here for the Titans. Gary, it's just out of curiosity, if you could sign any 3 players right now for the Titans, who would you sign? Yeah, but that's like, are we talking cap, or are we just saying in general? Because if we're saying in general, I'm saying Nathan Cleary, Harry Grant, and buddy Nathan Cleary, Harry Grant, and who's another one would probably go? Like, what's another position you'd probably go? I'd probably want to really get a gangbuster centre or something like that to partner Jojo. Good running from Tom Starling to the 45 on fit tackle. I'd probably look towards a gangbuster centre, which would be like I guess it'd be like a Latrell centre, you know what I mean? But that's just completely hypothetical and cap irrelevant, you know what I'm saying? So if you're involving cap, it takes a little bit longer to think about. First tackle now for the Titans at the 15, but on pure merit than those 3 guys based off of what we know. He's signed the Funners for short. Nathan, I want to time you out for suggesting that. I'm not going to, but I want to. Third tackle now for AJ Brimson. He'll be at the 30 on the Titans side of the field. What's up with Cows, mate? He hasn't changed his name to Cows, mate, yet. We're still waiting. Tino brings his ball here to the 42, and it's Oliver Pascoe to Mawaki Fodawaker. Fodawaker runs his ball himself to the 50, so about a 45-metre gain there or so, 47 metres gain. Pretty happy with the set metres that the Titans are getting at the moment. And Sevilla Tamale gets his ball here at the 15 and brings it out at the 20. Yeah. Well, don't know. Oh, wait. Was that the Flano comment, was it? Was that? Yeah, he's timed him out for the Flano comment. The I told you was in reference to a comeback. Yeah, but so someone maybe if you stop saying I told you, you wouldn't be timed out. Yeah, I told you is a pretty annoying thing that people say here. Joseph Roddy comes out with a broken left hand. God bless him. I hope he comes back sooner rather than later. The Raiders get the ball here at the 50 on 4 tackle. It's a bit of an annoying thing to say, but yeah, I told you is like insinuating that I didn't believe it, and it's like I never said that the Titans. I didn't time you out, but I never said the Titans couldn't come back here, and I would never say that until there's like 10 minutes to go and they're down by 40. You know what I mean? I know what rugby league is like. We watch every single game. Keanu Kenny gets the ball and taken by Chris at the 5. I know how rugby league operates, and comebacks are entirely possible, especially against a Canberra Raiders team that love a good comeback against them. But that doesn't null and void the first 20 to 25 minutes of the game where the Titans were absolutely awful. The criticism is still there. So the criticism isn't saying they can't win. The criticism is for what we're watching at the time. Third tackle here for the Titans. They're not making many meters on this set, though. Bo Firma brings it out to the 27 on 4 tackle. Clements, I'm getting a 28 to 12 tat next week. Give a brother a break. Gee whiz. It'd be Mume anyway. We'll change it to Mume then. Go on. Change it to Mume for the next week. And that's only about a 37 metre gain there. Now you're catching on. We don't like you. So the Raiders bring it out to the 33. Just get back into normal conversation, Dave, man. You just got to move past it. First tackle here for the Raiders, and they're at the 33. If we don't like someone who is on the stream, we hide them, bro. Like timing, like we time out Lagan 24/7, but Lagan gets it. Like we don't not like him. He's a muppet, but unfortunately he's our muppet. Something if we didn't like you, you'd be hidden from the channel, man. Like there's no relation there at all. 4 tackle here for the Raiders, and they're going to be at the 50. Again, Lagan gets timed out like on average 3 times a stream, So they go out to the right, off to Smithies, then to Sanders, then on to Dane Lowry, low to Sebastian Chris, and Sebastian Chris at the 30. We'll go on here, this is my last viewing. Up to you, man. Fifth tackle now at the 25. Seb Watson says, someone get him to tell us a number between 1 and 10. Oh, no. Oh, no. And good take there from the Titans. They'll be at the 8 on Keanu Kenny. And he'll roll it back to Ilias. This game's gone into a little bit of a grind in this first 5 minutes of the second half. Much better than the first, though. Much better than the first 20. AJ Brimson's going to be at the 25 here on third tackle. Oh, no. He's going to lose it up there. What's he? Oh, I've seen why he got timed out. So fourth tackle at the 30. To be fair, Tay, you've been around here for a while, man. I'm not too sure why you're losing it here today, just because of one time out. Oh, Daz has got rid of him. So Jaden Campbell is going to be at the 40. He kicks this ball down here to the 5, and it's KO Weeks. And by the way, Titans have improved to 812 run meters, whilst the Raiders are at the 1,020. I hate how NRL.com and the broadcasts are always so different, man, in regards to their numbers, because that's below the halftime stats of the Raiders in regards to run meters based off of NRL.com. So first tackle, now second tackle for the Raiders, and they've got this ball here to the 40. If you could pick to have one at the Titans, would you pick Critter or Herbie? Herbie. Especially right now. Crichton has been awful this year. Love Crichton typically, but this year, Crichton has been one of the worst centers in the game, unfortunately. And I love Stephen Crichton, what he provides. Oh, Sanders right through. Really poor defense there from the Titans, and way too easy there for Ethan Sanders. They weren't even threatening the whole half, and then they just go and score a try straight on through. I want to see who misses this tackle. Ethan Sanders will just run straight through the line. I want to see who misses this tackle, because this is pathetic here from the Titans. Who misses this tackle? Oh, it's Bo Firma, is it? Bo's had a rough season, bro. He's had a really rough season. He's had a really, really rough season for the Titans, and he's had a really key knock on here today, which he does have in him. And then this is just going to go straight through the... Oh, Bo Firma. Bro, that's bad. Oh, they're saying this one might be coming back. Coming back for what, though? It's still just so disappointing to look at Bo Firma's defense here. Oh, okay. Yeah, he goes through a hole where Cooper Bye couldn't get through. This is going to be an obstruction. This probably should be an obstruction. Cooper Bye couldn't get through the line there because there was a Raiders player that was in his way. This will be a no try. Yeah, bunker. Thank you. Thankfully, we will get through this one, and it will be a no try because Cooper Bye has been impacted there. Bo Firma, you should be very grateful. You should be very grateful there. Because Jaden Brayley is going to contact Cooper Bye, and it's going to prevent him from getting through. Required to run through space, and Ethan Sanders will come back through that hole that is created from the Cooper by blocking. Yeah, so no try. Can we just put them in the Chargers jersey already? At least we'll have something good to look at. Well, there'll be a no try here, so we're still in it. It's going to be a penalty at the 35 as well. So we'll take that. We'll get an attacking opportunity here. But yeah, I can't wait for it. I'm still waiting to get my Chargers jersey. I have to send it over here to Vietnam. Sam's getting it. He's at the game right now. But Sam is getting it sent to him, and he's going to send it over to me in Vietnam. At least they can make meters. Didn't make good meters in the last set, the Titans. So it's a penalty, no try. Didn't make good meters in the last set, but so far this half it's been pretty good. Around the 50 meters per set this half, besides that last set. Did look too easy. It did, but again, look at both Firma's defense. It still wasn't good enough. Like, it will take away the accountability there, but the defense just simply wasn't good. But yes, Cooper Bly was definitely impacted. Bo Firma now, he is at the 25. He's going to roll this ball back and get off the lock on Ilias. Ilias off to Tina Fasul Malawi, and Tino will bring it out to the 20 on second tackle. Campbell should be New South Wales half. Okay, well, he's not New South Wales for starters. They go out to the left, and Mikey Fodawaker, 6 again for the Gold Coast. Come on, boys, 10 metres out from the line. 10 metres out, first tackle. They give it out to the right to Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell off to Counter Kenny. Counter Kenny, oh, not great there. And he'll be taken down to the 10 on second tackle. They go out to the left. Oliver Pass, go to Cooper Bye. Come on, boys, find a way. Every time we've been down here, we've looked really threatening with the ball. It'll be really good to get ourselves right back into it. Out the back to Jaden Campbell. JC steps again. Oh, he goes straight back into Joe Tarpany, though. You don't want to be going straight at Joe Tarpany. He's going to make that tackle. Out to Mikey Fodawaker, off to Lachlan Ilias. Oh, he dropped the ball. Luckily, it goes backwards. Oh, he's been poor. Then they get off to AJ Brimson, Oliver Pascoe, and Pascoe's going to be 13 metres away here from the line. Fit tackle. They go out to the right. Jaden Campbell kicks this ball through. Chance here for Jojo, or there's a player who's been kind of taken out here, and Jojo for feeder. Well, Savalita Marlin's going to get taken back in the end goal. No, he's not. He's going to be 1 metre out. How has Jojo for feeder not been taken out there just on the side play? Jojo Fafita's just been taken out on the side play. I don't know how there wasn't a penalty there, but Titans focus on defense here. So they're going to be second tackle at the 5, keep them down here in their own 30. Anima says, hi, get around you, Anima. Logan says there's about 3 no's in that comment. There's about 3 no's, maybe 4, maybe 5 if we're lucky. So third tackle at the 15. Yeah, Bo did get quite lucky with the shit effort there, Seb. 4th tackle for the Raiders at the 20. So we've held them down here quite nicely here in the defense. 8 minutes in. It still is only a 10-point game, man. Corey Horsburgh gets smacked at the 25. So we've kept them in their own 30. So they're going to be forced to kick from within their own 30. That's brilliant. And Ethan Sanders, plenty of time for him to kick it down. And it's going to be Titans ball here at the 20. Counter Kenny, bring it out to the 30, probably to the 35, maybe 40. Good run to the forward. Oh, he's lost the ball. Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Firstly, Grant Atkinson's tackle is finish is appalling. But also, the knock-ons from the Titans are actually astounding, bro. You're actually getting them. You've actually got a bit of the momentum right now since that no try for the Raiders, and then you go and give away another knock on. Like, you don't worry about giving away a penalty, Ibrahim. A drop ball is even better for the Titans. Every damn well set, bro. Every damn well set. You start getting a little bit good about it since that 20th minute, and then there's another knock on for you. Dane Laurie to Sebastian Chris, and he'll get taken down here at the 30. Usually when you see the opposition team in the Titans 20, you usually back him in for a try. Mariotta, he's going to be at the 20, second tackle. 30 minutes to go of the game here, folks. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Whenever we have momentum, we do something stupid. Yes. Campbell, Queensland, thought he grew up in Penrith Shire, so you have no idea what you're talking about. No idea. Oh, that's going to be way too easy. Over the top here, Sivelio Tamale will score a try, and that's what I mean. Like, there's not even... He's been one of the worst players the entire year. He goes and scores an easy try like that. You know what I mean? Like, the Titans have given every single try to the Raiders. Keanu Kinney knocks the ball on first tackle in their own half, and they go and score easily. We knock the ball on twice in the first half, and they go score easily both times. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just... What's the point in ever getting excited about this team? Because they do it to themselves every single week, bro. Every single week. You get a little bit of confidence based off of that last 20, and then they shoot themselves in the foot with a drop ball. Jim Mars, it annoys me We'll see. Jimma says, it annoys me the defending players hit the ball out of their hands. The Rays play clearly hit the ball out of his hand. He drops the ball, Jimma. I'm not going to make excuses for Keanu. He drops the ball. He drops the ball. JC's teeth are too good to be from Penny. Giovanni says, please, Titans, liquefy your club so Blaze can support a team who gives a shit. If the Titans didn't exist, bro, I wouldn't support a team. I wouldn't support a team. But the NRL will never give the AFL full grasp of the Gold Coast. Oh, but it's just so painful watching this team, man. It really is. It's so painful to watch this team. But I will always be here, unlike the Dogs fans on yesterday who didn't turn up to their game. Culture Waves is coming to Titans. Yeah, it's hard to watch, isn't it, Culture Wave? It's hard to watch. Clownmate says, key born in Cronulla doesn't mean grew up in Cronulla. He is a Gold Coast boy through and through, man, Jaden Campbell. Gold Coast boy through and through. But Ethan Sanders, he's actually had a good game here today. He's had an awful season so far, but he's actually individually had a good game here today. And Sanders will get the conversion. So it will be 22 points to 6 with 28.5 minutes to go here of the game. Jamie said, this has been appalling. It really has been, Jamie. It has been. It really has been, unfortunately. How do we go from beating the Eels by 50, then making a close-ish game against the Warriors, even though we didn't play well, and then play like this, classic Titans? I'd hardly say the Warriors game was close, man. You know, we went, in the first half, we went down like, 22-0 or some shit, and then came back to 28-20 in the second half. But it was also when the game was already done. You saw me not even really celebrating the tries, because at this point, after watching the Titans for as long as we have, I don't care about making games close. I care about them actually finding a way to win games. I could not give a shit. Like, if they come back and lose this game 22 points to 18, I don't actually really care anymore. I want to see them actually win the game, because we've allowed that kind of mentality for so long here within the fans of this club that they will celebrate mediocrity and go, oh, well, we were close, but, you know, we'll get them next week. Bullshit. That's not my thought process anymore, man. It's not about the close losses. You need to win the game. Otherwise, you will get the criticism. Olivia Rib with the $8.2 donations. Another day, another dono. I'm starving. Anyone got a spare dog? Appreciate you, Olivia, for the donation. Spare dog's a strange one, though. That's a strange one. Fifth tackle now at the 35. Seb Watson says, season on season, they can't fix this defense at this point. It's got to be player issue and not the system. It definitely is. Well, system is definitely a problem, bro. Like, this has been a problem for 15 plus years. It's what I would say is it's showing it's not really the coach. Second tackle here at the 5, which again anyone who really knows the Titans knows it's not a coaching issue of the Titans for years now. Philip Sami, he's going to bring this ball here to the 15. He's probably been one of our best players here today, and funnily enough, obviously the club let him go to the Dragons next year. Trey Horn says, as a new watcher of the sport, is the Titans' problem that the players just playing bad, or is it a coaching issue? They seem to just make way too many errors. This has been a problem for 15 plus years. They've gone through coaches like Johnny Cartwright, Garth Brennan, Neil Henry, Justin Holbrook, Des Hasler, Josh Hannay. It's not Josh Hannay's fault. He's a brand new coach this year. So you can't blame Hannay for the past indiscrepancies. But you can notice a trend that the same issues remain at the Titans regardless of who the coach is. So it's not the coach. You can't look at the coach and say it's him. Yes, towards the end of Des, you were like, okay, well, this isn't going anywhere. However, the same issues always remain. So this is the very beginning of a brand new direction for the Titans. Right now, it's a very underwhelming direction, but at least it's a direction. It's still very, very early, but the same problems are arising. However, this is still a very similar team to what we had. Very similar team to what we had under Holbrook. The attack isn't great, though, so I don't know why we're positioning with Ilias, who has been our worst player today, mind you. Ilias and Adama have been our worst players. I love Adama, great player, but today has not been his day. Ilias, for mine, respect him as a human, but he failed at the Roosters, failed at the Rabbitohs, he failed at the Dragons, and I don't understand why we're taking the shot here at the Titans. I don't get it. I don't understand the decision making when you've got Zane Harrison there waiting to become that 7. If he doesn't work out, well, you've developed him for years now. You're believing in him for years now. Why don't you want to go down the path of Zane Harrison? Why do you refuse to do it? JC is not a 7. He is a 6. Ultimately, he's a fullback, but I think that's probably gone now. Now he's the 7, but I really think that he should be in the 6. He doesn't play like a 7. When he's playing well, you can actually look at a lot of similarities from what the responsibilities of a 6 are. Jaden Campbell now will kick this ball from inside the 40, and that will go down to the 10. Decent enough kick there. But the line from the Titans, Jaden Campbell's the only one up rushing and in to try and make the tackle. They'll get this ball all the way back to the 30. Seb says, why don't they put Harrison in? Pointless at this point. They're just terrified of previous halves issues. The second tackle for the Raiders, look at the 40. They are terrified of bringing in a halfback to go into the cemetery of halfbacks that we've had. It's been a cemetery on the Gold Coast for halfbacks. They can never get it right. So for mine, I feel like they are terrified to ruin Zane Harrison, who they've been believing in for years and years and years. So the Raiders, Tom Starling, he'll get it off to Ethan Sanders. Sanders, nearly forward pass there. So Sungy at the 35 on fifth tackle. At least on a Holbrook, they could score points. That is true, Kirsten, but we're also celebrating mediocrity by celebrating Justin Holbrook. And again, that's going to be knocked on here from the Raiders. It's going to be a penalty, actually, because Felly was in front of him. Penalty to Titans at their own 10. So you're right, but by celebrating Holbrook, who I love as a human, I knew Justin, great bloke, have all the time in the world for him. But we are celebrating mediocrity by celebrating scoring points but conceding a bucket load of points and also giving up 26-0 leads. We gave up a 26-0 lead under his tenure. We gave up a 22-0 lead under his tenure. We gave up a 24-4 lead under his tenure. We gave up an 18-0 lead under his tenure. We gave up a 24-2 lead under his tenure. So the point is that whilst we could score points, we could also concede. And even though we scored points, we would very likely give up points to take away the good scoring. Against Manly, I remember we were up 28 points to 4 against them at half time, and I think we ended up losing by 50 at Seabus. You know, against the Rabbitohs, we were up 30 points to 10, and I'm pretty certain they scored 58 at Seabus. And that was when the Rabbitohs was just after their grand final appearance. Knock on Raiders, luckily, so it's going to be Titans ball here at the 50. It's going to be Titans ball at the 50 on first. So whilst I agree with you that Holbrook at least we could attack, I'm not going to celebrate that mediocrity anymore. And I think you can understand where I'm coming from. The Raiders are going to challenge this and say the Titans may have knocked this ball on first. And he says, Ilias isn't a first grader. He tries hard but can't sustain an NRL level for a whole season. Don't disagree with you. I haven't said this before he came across. I agree with you there. Defense has never been the Titans' strong point. It really hasn't been. Oh, they're looking at the run of Cleese Haas here. No, nothing wrong with Cleese. Oh, they might ping Randall, though. Yeah. It's apparently the Raiders. It's a good challenge. They weren't challenging that, but it's a good challenge regardless. It would have been a knock-on from Savelio Tamale regardless, but it is going to be a penalty to the Raiders for obstruction, yeah. Tracy, so it sounds like they're the Browns of the NRL. Players are consistently not living up to expectations and a revolving door of coaches praying for a miracle of amazing players to show up. Kind of. The Browns is a different situation because Cleveland's not exactly a spectacular place to live. The Gold Coast is a spectacular place to live in Australia. On the beaches, it's beautiful. They've got the nightlife there. They've got the Burleigh Pub. They've got surfers, Broad Beach. They've got the fun, the beautiful women. The amazing Gold Coast is amazing to live, right? They've got everything that you need. The Gold Coast has everything you need, and especially when you're a footy player, you know you've got the money to go and enjoy it. So a common problem that people have said about the Gold Coast for years now is that they come to enjoy the lifestyle. They don't come to actually play footy. And I will agree with this on the basis that if you go to Belmore, every single person, this is fan base wise, Raiders with the ball at 25 here, they probably score here. But every person in Belmore and the Kemba and the likes are passionate behind the Dogs. They see a Dogs player in the streets, they'll swarm them. You know, they love their Bulldogs. They're obsessed with their Bulldogs. On the Gold Coast, people don't actually really give a shit about rugby league. They really don't. KO Weeks out of the left-hand side, should be a try here. Tomoko, that's actually great defense there, but he stays in field of play at the 3. Let me just watch this set, and then I'll keep replying. Third tackle over the Raiders at the 5. They get it out the back now to KO Weeks. Weeks off to Ethan Sanders. Sanders to Morgan Smithies, and Smithies is going to be at the 12 on 4 tackle. Miami Dolphins is a good reference. Joe Tarpany, he'll be at the 5, but at least the Dolphins have won before. 5th tackle here at the 5. Cleveland haven't. 5 metres away. Tom Starling, and too easy there. We lock down Sasungi, and it will be Titans ball here at the 10 because it's a knock-on from Sasungi. So to go on to that point that I was saying is that the players have everything here, but no one ultimately cares if they win or lose. People like me do, and I know a lot of people at the Gold Coast games because I went to every single game for essentially 15 years. There are a lot of people who do care, but the overall consensus is if a player is walking around Robina, people will look at them, but it's not going to be a swarm of people like you'll find in Brisbane with Reece Walsh, or in Canterbury or Belmore with Bulldogs and Stephen Crichton, or Nathan Cleary out there in Penrith. The Roosters have got the history and the culture there to kind of make up for the Bondi kind of situation, and that's going to hit the grass, and that's going to go down to the 35, and we have made a grand total of about 20 metres there on that set. Brilliant stuff. Fit tackle. 20 minutes to go. Hit the game, guys. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. So the difference is, if in Belmore, there's nothing to do there at 6 p.m. on a Saturday night, or 7 p.m. on a Saturday night if there's a game there. On the Gold Coast, there's plenty of great restaurants to go to. I'm not insulting Belmore by any means when I'm saying this, because just use it for anywhere. But on the Gold Coast, you've got your theme parks that you could go to during the day, which a lot of the families would prefer rather than going to a game here at 3 p.m. on a Saturday. They might be at Movie World or Dream World or SeaWorld or Wet n Wild, all the likes, right? Tom Starling brings the ball to the 40. So you miss out on a lot of people during the day. And then at the night games, there's plenty of other things to do. Plus, there's also hot days, go to the beach kind of deal. So the Gold Coast is just a really big distraction point for fans. And I feel like the players emulate that because they don't play anywhere near as well as they should. Because I think they've bought into the lifestyle. And that's why I struggle to see this club actually ever winning. I'll always support them. I'll always be here because this is my hometown. This is my city. Third tackle out to 15. But I have my doubts. Especially when the club doesn't understand their fan base as much as they think they do. And that's not me trying to, come for them right now, but they don't understand their fan base. They don't know how to communicate to their fan base. The 4 premierships by 2030 was so brain dead to say. The Raiders at the 5, they don't understand their fan base by saying that. But I'm not here to go and attack the club right now on that level because they know my thoughts on that. The Raiders are at the 10. It's going to be Matty Tomoko, and 5 metres out, it's going to be Titans ball. Can't disagree with you. Their defense has never been a strong point. Jimmy Masters, best place to sit at Seabus going to see them play my Panthers on the right side at the front. Is it a day game or is it a night game? If it's a day game, do not sit on the eastern side. If it's a night game, eastern side's amazing. But day game, eastern side, it's real hot. But this is just hard to watch now. We've gone back to regular viewing of the Gold Coast Titans, unfortunately, mate. Look at them. Like, they're 10 metres out from their own line. Second tackle. Third tackle, they're at the 20. You know what I mean? That's why we're kind of just going into a general discussion. But they are my team. I'm not a bandwagoner. I've never been bandwagon. I'll never be a bandwagoner, man. Ben says, have you been to Movie World? I used to work at Movie World when I was younger. What do you mean have I been to Movie World? I'm from the Gold Coast, bro. AJ Brimson, left-hand side, a Bo Firma steps. He goes, he's still going underneath to AJ Brimson. AJ Brimo kicks the ball into the corner. Sit up. No, it's going out. Well, to be fair, something's been shoved over the sideline there. This should actually be a penalty, but I do think the ball was getting away from him, so they might not call it. If I was the Titans, I'd probably challenge that, but the ball was getting away from him probably anyway, so they might actually still end up losing that challenge. But KO Weeks has shoved him without the ball there. Now all we need is the Titans to finally switch on with 10 minutes to go and lose 22-20. Yeah, that wouldn't be surprising. Yeah, the Titans have challenged this. I'm pretty certain this is going to be a penalty, even though the ball was getting away with it from him. I don't know what they'll call here. Because if they're saying that he's already missed the ball, then they'll say unsuccessful challenge. But there is definitely a push here from KO Weeks. KO Weeks coming across, and Sammy's trying to get it. 2 hands in the back. Yeah, they're going to say penalty. Come on. Penalty to the Titans at the 10. Francis actually started bandwagoning Man United in 2008. I'm so sorry to hear that. In spite of Penrith, and the roles have reversed big time since. I'm so sorry to hear that, mate. Well, you wouldn't know Main Road. Main Road used to be City's old ground. My middle name is what the active area, the crazy fans, where they used to sit the Kippax Road, was Kippax stand, was at Main Road. So I supported them through the shit and they got good. So I'm just hoping that the Titans can turn up one day, because at one point with Manchester City, they never looked like they were ever going to be good, man. 8-1 Middlesbrough. That will always remain in our minds. First tackle now for the Titans at the 5. They go out to the right, off to Ilias. Ilias to Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell, you have to score here if you want any chance to come back in this game. There's still 17 minutes to go here. Chris Randall, 4 metres out from the line, second tackle. Oliver Pascoe. Pascoe then to Mikey Fodawaker. Fodawaker to Ilias. Ilias will get it underneath to AJ Brimson. Brimo cuts it across the field. He's still going here. And Brimo will be taken down to the 5 now in third tackle. You would need to score right now. Pascoe to Mikey Fodawaker. And Fodawaker is going to be 4 metres away from the line. 4 tackle. Quick play, Oliver Pascoe. And there's going to be a penalty to the Titans, luckily. Because it was a knock-on otherwise. They should have made the stadium closer to Broadbeach and Surfers. Where? They're going to challenge us to the Raiders. Where are you saying? Where are you putting the stadium? Why is Robina not a good place for the stadium? Why? Edson says, are the NRL jerseys made out of the same material as rash guards for Jiu-Jitsu? I have no idea what Jiu-Jitsu is made of. Well, that's played at. He plays the ball correctly, that's fine. And Sasangi's not square, it's going to be a penalty. Yep, so it's going to be a penalty here to the Titans. He's out, lost challenge. Now we're going to put the stadium. I don't know where he's thinking to put the stadium near Surfers and Broadbeach. I almost become a Middlesbrough fan. Stop it, clown, mate. Stop it. There's literally nowhere in Surfers and Broadbeach that you could put a fully fledged stadium. 10 metres out here from the line. First tackle. And they give it to Jaden Campbell, to Ilias. Ilias to AJ. AJ back to Mo. We're back at the 20 now. And Mikey Fodawaker will run sideways to the 15 on second tackle. Greg says Titans need to score now. They've needed to score for a long time, but yeah, they do need to score on this set, man. To Ilias. Ilias to Brimo. And there's your knock-on that you're looking for. There's your knock-on that you're looking for. There's no point. So should lower teams have more salary cap? No. No. At the end of the day, everyone's got a salary cap. Do with it what you will. Because then, so what, you're saying like there should be a salary cap based off of performance? Well, then if that's the case, well, what if a team comes 17th one year and then first the next year and they've made a contract? That doesn't make any sense. You couldn't possibly do that. Yeah, the attack is gross. It is gross, Barnes. I ask you, no, I think Brighton, he doesn't need to be, I think he's a Titans fan. He doesn't need to be timed out for that one. You can take that time right away. Him being upset about the attack is true. It's true. It is just straight up true, unfortunately. Raiders now at the ball, the 18. But I asked the chat, here's a question for you. When you think of the attack, what is the 2 positions that you would say are the directors of the attack? Dave says, talking about English soccer, do you know a good YouTuber to watch the last championship match day tonight? Oh, it's last championship match day tonight. Oh, there you go. I'm pretty certain both teams have already qualified. We've already seen Coventry go up and... Who's the other one who's gone up, or are we not seeing them both go up just yet? KO Weeks. Oh, they've lost the ball. Titans bought the 45 on the right side of the field. Well, you need to score now. It's sad I'm used to this. It is sad, Casey. Counter Kenny, great run right through, all the way to the 30. No one following up, though. First tackle for the Titans at the 30. Halfback hooker. Disagree. I'd say halfback 5'8". Hooker's involved. The hooker is, I guess, the one who chooses which of those halves to pass it to on the left or the right-hand side, but I'd definitely say it's halfback and 5'8". Second tackle, they go to Ilias. Ilias underneath now to Curtis Moran. Big, strong run to the 10 on third tackle. Everyone's saying different answers. Yeah, I'm a bit confused. But Tino, Ilias will be taken down 3 metres out, 4 tackle. Not KO Weeks, Counter Kenny. Jaden Campbell kicks this ball through. Chris Randall coming through. Jojo Fafita try time. Come on. 12 points in it with 14 minutes to go. 12 points in it. There might be 10 points in it with 15 minutes to go. Come on, Gold Coast. Come on, Gold Coast. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. Nice kick there from Jaden Campbell, and all comes off the back of that knock-on from the Raiders, KO Weeks, at the halfway point, and the Titans are back in the game if they can score a try within the next 9 minutes. Oh, Ipswich Town, the other team, is it? So they're both already qualified. Have they already both finished first and second? I know Coventry's up, but I don't know about the other second team. Here's the final for 10-minute surge I was talking about. Yeah, no, it's possible, and the Raiders are good for a throwaway. But it's the hope that kills you, man. It's the hope that kills you. Either way, this is going to be a heavily even if they came back, it's a heavily criticised 80 minutes. But you'd take the 2 points, absolutely. You would absolutely take the 2 points if you can get it. So Jaden Campbell, he will get the kick. So it is 22 points to 12 with 13 minutes to go here of the game. Come on, man. Come on, man. Where is my sniffy jar? Oh, I think it's upstairs. Yeah, I think it's upstairs, unfortunately. Yeah, it is. Gary says, would you have signed George Williams from my club, Warrington? I don't think we're willing to take a risk on an English halfback without saying, I'm not saying George Williams is bad. I'm just saying that English halves don't typically work out in Australia, and English players haven't played well for the Titans over the years in different positions, granted, but I personally wouldn't be taking a risk on an English back, and specifically half. Forwards, sure. Ilias now at the 10. They'll give it to Cleese Haas, and Cleese Haas is going to be at the 15 on first tackle. Do you think Munster should win the 6th for Queensland this year? I'm pretty certain he will be. 13 minutes to go here. Philip Sami now brings his ball to the 20 on second tackle. They'll roll it back off to Pascoe, then to Tino Fa'asuamaleaui, and Tino will be at the 30 on third tackle. Come on, 10 points in it, man. One try really brings you right back into this. Ilias, Bo Firma to the 40 at 6. Oh, he's offloaded the ball at the back. Offload the ball again at the back. Ilias off to Curtis Morin. Morin with a big run to the 50. That was a strong run from him. Fourth tackle, at least Curtis Morin's run the ball real hard. Jaden Campbell, nice step, goes through. Oh, he had the inside pass there for Oliver Pascoe, but he didn't see him. Fifth tackle now at the 35. Ilias, please put it in a big kick. He puts that ball up into the corner. Knocked back here from the Titans. Knocked back from the Titans. Knock on from the Titans. Oh, so it's going to be Raiders ball here at the 10 with a handover. Gave it a crack, though. Gave it a crack. That was a good set. Tricky Ricky says, what do you think about Payne Haas in Origin because he's injured? Well, they're going to go with Adam Fanua-Blake, aren't they? And probably Mitchell Barnett, unless I'm missing someone else. I think Corey Horse was about to come back on here. Second tackle now for the Raiders there at the 20. 12 minutes to go here in the game. Owen Paddy comes on for Tom Starling. Third tackle for the Raiders. They're waiting to bring Corey Horsburgh on. Mill will be in the Prem being a wild side. It will be, especially if West Ham get relegated. But if West Ham stay up, that'd be so good to see Millwall, West Ham in the Prem. That'd be the first time in, ever, eh? A long time. Oh, my gosh. Sammy just gets back instead of a 40-20. Saved a 40-20 by the skin of his teeth. So first tackle now for the Titans. We're going to try and get away from Origin 12 for the time being. Just while this game is actually now closer than it was looking before, it's going to maybe be a hectic finish here. So we'll get back to focusing on the game in the chat, though. So Faimani will get this ball to the 23. They're going to roll it back to Jojo Fafita, who gets it to the 33 now on fourth tackle. Herbie's not eligible. They give it to Cleese Haas. Cleese to Ilias. Ilias to Bo Firma. Bo Firma straight through. Didn't have... Oh, Keanu Kenny was just trying to get through, but he couldn't get the offload away. Oliver Pascoe to Jaden Campbell, and Jaden Campbell's going to put that ball up into the corner. It's only a 30-metre gain, though, so not a great attacking set from the Titans. And the Raiders now, they'll bring it out to the 15 on first tackle. 10 minutes to go here in the game, folks. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you are new around here. Kale Weeks, he'll get it at the back now to Jed Stewart. And Jed Stewart's going to be at the 22 on second tackle. 10 minutes left here. Would love an error right about now. Fire up, lads. Come on. Barnes says Campbell kicking is so boring. The kicking game isn't spectacular. He put in a great kick for a try just before on an attacking try, but in regards to the field position battle, sure, I won't disagree with you. The Raiders now at the 50. 40-metre game for them, so they'll take it. It's just got into the great category. And Keanu Kenny, that's a 7-tackle set. That's a 7-tackle set. Good stuff, Keanu. Very good stuff to put his footwork in the in-goal there. And now he has to wait for the Titans to get back, but it's a 7-tackle set, so we take that regardless. Faimani, he's going to run this ball to the 25 now on 0 tackle. Cloud says Herbie is a full pom, not a fake pom like Victor Radley. Yeah, Herbie is not eligible for Origin, lads. First tackle now for the Titans there at the 35. Telling you, if Monotalo's not eligible, Farnworth isn't either. Oh no. Tino. Well, that's on Curtis Morin. I don't even think that's on Tino. Curtis Morin, if you're on the ball, if you're just off the play with the ball, why are you not expecting the pass there? Why are you not expecting the offload? I actually don't blame Tino for that. I think he's lost that ball there for Sebastian Chris, but they're not going to call it. So Chris at the 30 on first tackle. I say, Curtis Morin, you have to be expecting that ball. The ball was probably a little bit passed too hard from Tino, but Curtis wasn't expecting the ball whatsoever. Second tackle, and they give it to Chevy Stewart. And now Sebastian Chris. Made it to Mocko. He'll be at the 15, third tackle. You score a try here and you end the game here, Raiders. Give it underneath to Chevy Stewart. And he will be taken down 1 metre short of the line on fourth tackle. Fourth tackle, 2 metres out. Ethan Sanders. Oh, nearly an intercept from Phil Sami, but it's going to be a penalty to the Raiders for offside. If I'm Canberra, I would consider a 2-pointer here. It's a little bit to the right-hand side, but it would make it a 12-point game. Right now, if the Titans score 2 converted tries, they win the game. So I would consider taking the 2, taking some time off the clock. And then if you get the kick, it's a 12-point game and you get the ball back. Sammy, man. Well, there's nothing wrong with what Sammy did. Just then he's trying to make a risky play to get the intercept to run the length of the field and bring us within 4. So I don't disagree with how Philip Sami has gone for the big play there. You need to take risks in this moment. It didn't come off, unfortunately, but you need to take risks in this moment, and it was just a little bit too much for him to bring in. It was a penalty for offside anyway. So the Raiders on Simi Sasangi's at the 5 on second tackle. 7.5 minutes to go here of the game. They go out to Ethan Sanders. Sanders goes himself, and he will be short of the line by half a metre there. Decent scramble. And they're going to go through again over the line from dummy, and he'll be held up over the line. So it's going to be fourth tackle back at the 10. Okay, so we've gotten through this set pretty quickly. Owen Paddy went for a little scoot himself there, 10 metres away. Corey Horsburgh, a bit of a wasted tackle there. So fifth tackle now 5 metres out. Don't give away repeat set. They give it out to Sanders. Sanders underneath to Chevy Stewart, and he'll be taken down 1 metre short. Okay, so Titans ball here at the 1. They're still going to score twice, and they've got to go 99 metres, but Cooper Byde's about to come on here for the last 7 minutes of this game. They give it to Jojo Fafita. You need a big play here. You need a penalty or a massive, massive play, Gold Coast. You got a chance of the arm. Jaden Campbell to fire. Oh, jeez. Ethan Sanders has been pumped by Faimani there. Second tackle here at the 20. Lachlan Elias to Cooper Byde just on the field. And he'll run this ball to the 30 on third tackle. They go out to Jaden Campbell. And Jaden Campbell, good run to the 45 on fourth tackle. Oliver Pascoe. This has been at least a good set of good meters. Oliver Pascoe had the pass for Cooper Byde. Couldn't find him though. Fifth tackle here at the 40. Need a good kick here, Lachlan Elias. Elias goes for the run instead to Keanu Kenny. Keanu Kenny back on the inside. Keanu Kenny's got some space. He's got some space. He's got some space. He's got some space underneath. It's knocked back. It's knocked on. That's going to be Titans ball 3-6 again. Come on, AJ. AJ's lost the ball backwards. It's going to be our ball anyway back here. What? What about the knock on from the Raiders on the other side of the field? What? What are you talking about, Grant Atkins? The Raiders knocked the ball back on in the back of the field. What are you talking about? You called advantage for the knock-on. And it was still the same play. How is that not a knock-on against the Raiders? Exactly right. The commentary's saying you need to go way further than that to take advantage. How was that advantage? That's insane from Grant Atkins. That's insane from Grant Atkins. Keanu Kenny there, goes backwards there. You're kidding. And now the Raiders are away here on the left-hand side. Grant Atkins, he called advantage for knock-on. And then he said that did he say the advantage was taken, or is this guy just all over the shop? He called the advantage for knock-on. So the Titans now will... Oh, it's going to be a drop ball here from Keanu. Fuck off, man. It's a penalty for an offside against the Raiders. Atkins can't make a decision right now. Either way, like, we lose the game finally enough. Like, we lose the game regardless. But, you know, that's a pretty critical time to make a call like that, to play the advantage and then to not call the knock-on. So they're going to call penalty to the Titans. That's score now and then now again, though, still. It gives you a chance to win the game. Yeah, exactly right. We would have been 20 metres out with an attacking set. So 4:20 to go here of the game. Like, ultimately, we don't deserve to win this game. Have the Raiders been spectacular? No, but we don't even deserve to win this game. If we do it, like, great, but ultimately, we don't deserve to take 2 points away from this, but it'd be amazing if we could find a way. Jaden Campbell at the 44 on second tackle. You need to get a move on now. It's going to be Ilias to Bo Firma, and Firma's going to knock the ball backwards, luckily. He lost the ball and then hit it backwards. Cooper Bai goes at himself, and he'll bring this ball to the 20 on third tackle. 20 metres out. They go to Tino, and Tino is going to be at the 10. He gets the offload away to Curtis Morin. Morin still moving off to Oliver Pascoe. Pascoe goes at himself here. He'll be taken down to the 5 on fourth tackle. Need a score on this set here, Gold Coast. Need a score here now. Curtis Morin taken down to the 2. Good defense, Raiders. Fifth tackle. Oliver Pascoe out to... Oh, knock on. And that's the summary of the game. And there's the summary of the game right there. Titans, knock on. That is the summary of this game. Josh Hannay, you can see his disappointment, and I agree with him. You can't coach them to hold the damn well ball. They should know how to hold the ball since they are 10 years old. They should know how to hold the ball since they're young lads. The amount of errors in this game from the Titans is why we do not deserve to win this game. 13 errors in the game is why you don't deserve to win this game. It's ridiculous. They can't hold a ball to save their lives. Raiders with the ball here at the 15. And again, you look at the stats, and the Raiders have not been spectacular by any means themselves, but they deserve to win this compared to us. And there's a penalty to the Raiders. You do it to yourselves every week here, Titans. Every single week we do the same thing. Every single week. I'm not saying that we deserve the win, but the advantage play call was huge and incorrect. Sure, but we're still down by 10 points regardless. So yes, you're right. It was huge and it was incorrect, but that doesn't mean now justify that we would have won the game. We just had an attacking set in their 20 and we knocked the ball on. So even if we got that fresh set, sure, we could have come back, but also we still proceeded to get an attacking set in their 20 and knocked the ball on. So I'm not going to say that the referee is the one that has impacted this result, because we've received an attacking set right after that. Grant Atkins is a dick for that call. He's a dick for the call. But that isn't the reason we're going to lose this game. The reason we're going to lose this game is because we've had an awful amount of errors throughout both halves. Our defense has been absolutely pathetic. The Raiders have not been anything special, but we've allowed them to just walk through us when they've been in our defensive 20. Besides key moments that we've been able to hold out at times, that's sure, that's fine. But Grant Atkins' call is not the be-all and end-all of why we're going to lose this game. We are going to lose this game because of the errors, which is why we lose games every week. Simi Sasungi gets his ball here to the 15. The Titans should get pumped by the Roosters next week. The Raiders probably get pumped by the Panthers next week. These two teams have both played like a bottom 4 team here today. But the Raiders are a team that do have it better. It's just as simple as that. Edson says no team should win this game. I agree, but the Raiders at least have been better than the Titans have been. So Titans with the ball now at the 15. It's just same old, unfortunately, mate. Home NRL is a good chance people will see 22-12 and say Titans weren't that bad, but if they played a top team, it'd be much worse. I promise you that there will be a lot of people Titans here. AJ Brimson goes through. He'll be at the 50 on second tackle. I promise you that there will be Titans fans who go, it's okay, we only lost by less than 10. And then both MLS gives up an intercept for Sebastian Chris. And now blow out. There you go. That right there is the problem with the Gold Coast Titans. I know you're trying to risk it to get a try and whatnot, but you've now just smashed the points differential in past the 13 plus. There you go. Howard says the Raiders can play well too. 100% agree. This is what we're saying. The Titans were just that bad. The Raiders just needed to complete sets at a basic level. They just needed to play basic footy, and they got the win. So I'm not criticising the Raiders on a significant level, but I'm saying there's not much difference between the Raiders this week to last week to the season so far. It's not like they absolutely just convincingly slaughtered the Titans, which they should have. They're up 16-0 in the first 20 minutes. They should have gone on with this game and won it by 50 with the way the Titans were playing. The Raiders didn't do that, and they've let it be way too close for way too long. They're going to win this game 13 plus, and all credit to them. They can have that win. They can have the 2 points because they deserve it a whole hell of a lot more than the fucking Gold Coast. They deserve it a whole hell of a lot more than the Titans right now. And that's coming from a Titans fan. How many else is Raiders just take the 2 points and Atkins with you to Canberra? I'm not blaming Atkins for a bad call there. Because again, we've had an attacking opportunity and we didn't do anything with it because we knocked it on uncontested. Again, look at all the errors today. I promise you that 99% of them are uncontested. They're not like pressure. The Raiders haven't even really been pressuring the Titans here today. The Titans have just had many uncontested errors. They've just dropped the ball out of nowhere. But it's really unfortunate to see that Bo Firma has really dropped off in form over this last year. He's been really poor for us this year, really, really disappointing. And I need to see more from him, man. I do. But it's looking like the Titans are really going to start to need to rebuild this entire team. Because there is a lot of problems with this team that are still showing the same signs from under Des, from under Holbrook, and whilst there is slight improvement, there is also regression in certain areas as well. We gave them all their tries. I 100% agree with you, Captain Masters. And I think Raiders fans agree with the same point as well. I think they would understand what we're coming from here. Because it's not an insult to the Raiders to say that. They just needed to do what the Cowboys do and just complete their sets and play a basic brand of footy. And that's what the Raiders have done. They have played a basic brand of footy here today. But that will get them the win. And they deserve it compared to us. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. So, Expert says, let's give Harrison a crack in first grade. 1,000,000% agree, mate. But 2012 to the Raiders. Well done, Canberra. I think you've got a lot to improve still, and you play the Panthers next week, which is interesting for you. But I will not take away that win from you. At the end of the day, you did what you needed to do to win the game. I just expect far better from the Titans, man. It really disappointing. A lot of the time they just play like under 10s, man, and it's just so disappointing to see. Jador says, no, don't give a Harrison a crack yet. I look forward to this. Don't throw a young kid into the deep end to fix this. We've been so big on the development and confidence that would run all the time. We've spent on that. Okay, Jador, I'm going to stay on for a little bit here. I would love you to reply to me and tell me, when's he going to be ready then? Because he is currently older than Lachlan Galvin. We have currently got Ilias and Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell is not a 7. He should be 6. Ilias should barely be in the team. He had an awful game here today. If people circle jerk him today, I'm going to be, I'll just be through the roof in regards to what are you watching. So we've got a halves pairing right now that is clearly not showing a fantastic amount of attack. Congratulations, Jaden Campbell, kicking that ball through for that try, and he does have those little lights of brilliance, but definitely more of a 6. We don't have a 7 right now to game manage the game. So if we're not putting Zane Harrison in now, well then what are we doing? When are we going to put him in? Because the guy's 21. He's not 17 years old. He's not 18 years old. When is he going to be ready? Your thought process, whilst it may not be wrong, your thought process is the same as his club's right now, which means he's never going to play because you're always going to be too scared to play this incoming halfback. Everyone is always going to be too scared because they're scared that he's going to be like Ashley Taylor. They're scared he's going to be like Tanner Boyd. They're scared he's going to be like Toby Sexton. They're scared that it's going to be Kane Elgey over the years. They're scared that he's going to be like this, but it's not mutually exclusive. He can come in and he can do his job. If he doesn't work out straight away, you've got to stick through with him. But if we don't play him, at some point, when are we going to play him? Next year? The year after that, when he's 22, 23, 24, we wait until he's 27 years old? No, because we're too scared to play a halfback that is destined to play the halfback role. If they believe in him as the future, why would they not put him in now? The club is struggling in regards to attack. The club is struggling in regards to their halves. Why are we not taking the risk on a player that we have developed to be this player for this time period? If Zane Harrison isn't believed to be the guy, well then what's the point of him being at this club? I want Zane Harrison. I believe Zane Harrison's going to be the guy. But if you don't believe he's the future, then what's the point of him being here right now? Because I'm sure another club will take him and I'm sure another club will put him in. He is older than Lachlan Galvin by a year and a half. Galvin has his own issues, but you can't say that just because Galvin's got his own issues, that means Zane Harrison is the exact same. When are you preparing to debut him? When are you putting Zane Harrison in? Because this club isn't going to change right now. There's nothing to change in regards to the halves right now. So if you're not putting him in, what are you expecting to change the club to throw him into the perfect time? The perfect time's never going to come. If he's the player that you believe in him, then you should be putting him in now. And yeah, Cade Reed's coming as well. Like, you're seeing other clubs debut their halfback. If Mitchell Woods wasn't injured right now for the Bulldogs, I guarantee you Mitchell Woods would have debuted. I guarantee you that Mitchell Woods would have debuted for the Bulldogs if he was not injured right now, but he is injured right now. So when are you telling us that we can put in Zane Harrison? Because what is going to change between now and whenever you're suggesting? The Titans are now back down into the bottom 4. They're in 4th last with the potential to go to 3rd last. They're just lucky the Dragons are as bad as they are this year and the Storm are as bad as they are this year. Otherwise, they'd be in the bottom 2 again. He'll never be ready. He'll never be ready with the way Titans fans and Titans organisation thinks. If he's not ready, when is he going to be ready? He is now, again, I'll get this up for you. I'm pretty certain he's 21 years old. How old is Zane Harrison, Titans? Zane Harrison is 20 years old. That is 2 years old. When did Nathan Cleary debut? Hold on. I'm not saying he's the same player. Nathan Cleary debuted at 18 years old. When did Adam Reynolds debut? '21, so Reynolds was a relatively late bloomer. Jerome Hughes debuted at 18 years old. So we're seeing the halfbacks typically debut around that 18 years old. Who's another amazing halfback right now? Another halfback. Tom Din debuted at 18 years old at the Brisbane Broncos. Daly Cherry Evans, Daly Cherry Evans debuted later at 22. Mitchell Moses debuted at 19 years old. A trajectory is pretty much everyone is debuting before 20, besides a couple of accepted players. Jensen Tamapo should start over Ciale as much as I love Faimani. Barnes is Cherry. Cherry was 22. Sam Walker, 18 years, yeah. Moses, 19. And he says, give him a chance. Won't know how it goes until you give him a chance. Fletcher Sharp. When did what age was Fletcher Sharp? Well, Fletcher Sharp is like Dad's mate's age because he's mates with him. So Fletcher Sharp made his debut at 20 years old. So now. And this is what I'm saying. If you're not going to debut Zane Harrison, when are you going to do it? Because the comment suggesting that don't do it to him now because it'll ruin him. Well, what's going to change between now and when you want to debut him? I don't get it. Exactly. At least a 14 jersey for Harrison. Bring some creativity. I want to see something in a game. If you don't want to start him, bring him off the bench to see what he can produce as the 7 and keep Zane Harrison and put JC as the 6, in my opinion. At least test it in a game if you don't want to start him right away. That's fine. But at least test it in a game. But guys, I'm going to jump off because it's good to switch over to the Parramatta Eels versus the New Zealand Warriors game. I was waiting for your response there, J Dawes. But if you want to put it into the next stream, that'd be great for the Warriors versus Eels. We can keep talking about it there. But I have to jump off for this one for now. So obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Raiders win 28-12. They only go up to like 13th position or something like that. But with that being said, they take the win and they move through it. But J-Dawes says you'll get it. In the next stream? Okay, J-Dawes, I'll wait for it on the next stream. But guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.